white girls like thugs. But everybody know white girls like thugs. They don't. All right, so we give praise, esteem, and honor to the living Alahym in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach this day. We pick this up at John chapter 5, verse 39. Search the scriptures within them. You think you have eternal life. There they testified me. You would not come to me that you might have life. I receive not honor from men, but I know you, that you have not the love of Alahym in you. I come in my Abba's name, you receive me not. If another shall come in his own name, him you will receive. How can you believe which receive honor one from another, and not the honor that comes from Alahym only? Do not think that I will accuse you, the Abba, there's one that accused you, even Moses in whom you trust. Had to believe Moses, you would have believed me, for he wrote of me. But if you believe not his writings, how should you believe my word? All esteem Abba and Shaman in the name of Yahushua. Let's go on over here, John chapter 3, verse 1. There was a man of the Pharisees named Nicodemus, a ruler of the Yahudim. The same came to Yahushua by night and said unto him, Rabbi, we know that you are a teacher come from Alahym. No man could do these miracles that you do, except Alahym be with him. Yahushua answered and said unto him, Truly, truly, I say unto you, except a man be born again, he cannot see the Malkuth of Alahym. Nicodemus said unto him, how can a man be born when he is old? How can he enter the second time into his mother's womb and be born? Yahushua answered, Truly, truly, I say unto you, except a man be born of water and ruach, he cannot enter into the Malkuth of Alahym. That which is born of flesh is flesh. That which is born of ruach is ruach. Marvel not that I said unto you, you must be born again. The wind blow where it lists, and you hear the sound thereof, but cannot tell whence it come and where it go. So is everyone that is born of the ruach. So let's swing over here to Ecclesiastes chapter 4. Yeah, I heard about you too, boy. I hear you like to steal. No, you don't turn your head. I'm talking to you. Eugene, I'm not joking with you. That junk ain't cool, boy. You're going to take from the wrong person. For out of prison he come to reign, whereas also born in his Malkuth become poor. I considered all the living which walk under the sun with the second child that shall stand up in his stead. Numbers 23 and 7. Yeah, that just came in my mind. I forgot about that. Boy, you like to take stuff? You smiling. That junk ain't cool. Yeah, you do. He took us up his parable. This is number 23 and 7. And said, Balak, the Malak of Moab, have brought me from Amram out of the mountains from the east. Come, curse me, Jacob, and come, defy Yasharal. How shall I curse whom Alahym have not cursed? How shall I defy Yahuwah have not defied? For from the top of the rocks I see him, and from the hills I behold him. The people shall dwell alone and shall not be reckoned among the nations. Who can count the dust of Jacob and number the fourth of Yasharal? Let me die the death of the righteous. Let my last end be like his. Leviticus 22 or 21, I'm sorry. I shall pick this up in Leviticus chapter 21. I will make this. I'm going to run a few things of these down because we're going to slide over to the priesthood side because we kind of done with the offering side, but we'll still combine both of them. This is Leviticus 21 and 1. Yahuwah said unto Moses, speaking to the priests, the sons of Aaron, and say unto them, there shall none be defiled for the dead among his people, before his kin that is near unto him. Shalom, Quran, man. For his mother, for his father, for his son, for his daughter, for his brother. Now, I understand this here, right? This is only dealing with somebody who is actually in ministry. More specifically, the high priest, but of course, you don't have no high priest. So this is dealing with somebody in the ministry. The only person that they can be made unclean for are their parents, their children, their brother, and their sister, if she is a virgin. And near unto him which have no husband, he may be, for her, he may be defiled. Meaning, that's the only time that they can actually, shalom, brother, how that's the only time that they can actually go near a dead body. You know what I'm talking about? See, if you're not no preacher, it doesn't matter if you go to, meaning you could go to a wake, You know what I'm saying? Certain stuff like that there in the third. But like a friend, absolutely not. You know what I'm talking about? If you was a preacher, you can't go get yourself defiled because your homeboy died, or your auntie died, or your uncle died, or your grandparents died. They don't count. They have to be your parent. See, that's not your actual immediate family. Your immediate family are your parents, your siblings, your wife, your children. That's it. And if your sister is not a virgin, then she's canceled out whether she got a husband or not. You know what I'm saying? It does not matter. You know what I'm saying? This is some of the things that people sit back and look at and be like, well, that's a little harsh. Because you see, probably more likely in the church that they defile themselves for anybody. You know what I'm saying? I just seen somebody say somebody died and they supposed to have service and they canceled it because somebody died. You know what I'm talking about? I don't give a damn who died. I ain't canceling nothing. You know what I'm saying? And if that bothers you, oh well. That nigga dead. What you gonna do for him? I'm supposed to sit off in the corner and cry somewhere because this nigga dead? That's not gonna change the fact that they dead. Still, something's got to be done. You know what I'm saying? But that's just what coming in when it comes with labor, man. Some people only going to work when it's convenient. You know what I'm talking about? Work hard because your feelings is in a particular type of place, or you feel like it, or this, that, there, and the third. You know what I'm saying? I guarantee you, it's probably plenty of days you don't feel like going to the gym, but I bet you get your black behind up and go. And if you don't go, that says something about your drive and work ethic. That means you only do stuff when you feel like it, which means you're probably not going to be successful at too much of nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because, that's just not how that works. Yeah, it's going to be days you probably might not feel like going to work, but get your black behind up and go, though. But see, it's different. When you work on somebody else's job, you might feel like you can call out. When it's yours and you do that, that's a surefire way to not make no money long term. I mean, yeah. Quran asked a question. He just got ahead of himself. We'll get there in a minute. Verse 4. He shall not defile himself, a chief among his people to profane himself. Tell him what profane mean, man. What Quran asked was...
That's kalal, to profane, to defile, to pollute, to desecrate.
To desecrate himself, to pollute himself. Did this point to him only taking the sin of those who become his mother and brother? So give me I think it's Mark chapter 3, verse 30, man.
It said because they said he had the unclean ruach.
Go ahead.
There came then his brother and his mother standing without, and sent unto him calling, and the multitude said about him, and they said unto him, behold, thy mother and thy brother without seek for you.
Mm-hmm.
And he answered, saying, who is my mother or my brother? And he looked round about them that sat about him and said, behold my mother and my brother. For whosoever shall do the will of Alahym, the same as my brother and my sister and my mother.
My man from Staten Island had shared this video, man. That joint was hilarious. Dude asked the question of, would you fight a gorilla with nothing but scissors, or everybody your people go into slavery except you? You know what I'm talking about? And boy, one of them niggas say, boy, everybody going. You know what I'm talking about? That nigga say fight a gorilla with a scissors. That nigga say you asking me to sacrifice myself. That nigga say I'm not dying for these niggas, boy. That was his exact word. Cuz was dead serious. The first nigga was like, I never let my people into slavery under any circumstance. You know what I'm talking about? Cuz say, oh no. That nigga say fight a gorilla with some scissors. And he say, all you got is some scissors. So you might know how to use them scissors, you might could kill it. But I said that to say this. Romans 5:1. Yeah, 3 niggas on the podcast. That's what he asked. Well, that skinny nigga was like, oh, hell no. Scissors? He was like, nah. Romans 5:1.
Therefore, being justified by faith, we have shalom with Alahym through our Lord Yahushua HaMashiach, by whom also we have access by faith into this mercy wherein we stand, and rejoice in the hope of the esteem of Alahym. And not only, but we esteem in tribulations also.
You esteem in what?
Tribulations also.
What up?
Knowing that tribulation work patience, and patience experience, and experience hope. And hope make not ashamed, because the love of Alahym is shed abroad in our hearts by the Ruach HaKadosh, which is given unto us. For when we were yet without strength, in due time, Hamashiach died for the ungodly.
Died for who?
the ungodly.
So that's where the difference come in at, because he ain't died for mother, sister, brother. He died for the ungodly. He died for the shalom, man. He also died for the rebellious also. You know what I'm talking about? So in actuality, in shalom, brother Craig, in actuality, in reality, he made himself unclean for everybody, even though technically they were not his brother and sister. But if you look at near kin to him of who he defiled himself for, Matthew 15 and 19. Oh, don't cry, little baby. Matthew 15 and 19.
They say, for out of the heart proceed evil thoughts, murders, adulteries, fornications, thefts, false witnesses, blasphemies. These are which defile a man, but to eat with unwashed hands defile not a man.
Go ahead.
And Yahushua went thence and departed to the coast of Tyre and Sidon. And behold, a woman of Canaan came out of the same coast and cried unto him, saying, have mercy on me, O master, thou son of David. My daughter is grievously vexed with the devil. But he answered her not a word. And his disciples came and besought him, saying, send her away, for she crieth after us. But he answered and said, I am not sent but to the lost sheep of the house of Yasharal.
He not sent but to who?
The lost sheep of the house of Yasharal.
To who?
The lost sheep of the house of Yasharal.
Now give me Psalms 119 and 170, man.
Yes.
Let my supplication come before you. Deliver me according to your word. My lips shall utter praise when you have taught me your statutes. My tongue shall speak of your word, for all your commandments, righteousness. Let your hand help me, for I have chosen your precepts. I have longed for your salvation, O Yahuwah, and your law my delight. Let my soul live, and it shall praise you.
Let my soul what?
Live, and it shall praise you.
Go ahead.
Let your judgments help me. I have gone astray like a lost sheep.
You done what?
Gone astray like a lost sheep.
You done what?
Gone astray like a lost sheep.
Tell them what astray and lost means.
That's to all, to err, to wander, to go astray, to stagger.
So
to be out of the way.
They went out of the way. What law mean? Y'all should remember. You might not. That's why I'm asking them.
That's all bad. To perish, to vanish, to go astray.
To die, to perish. So these people have perished, and therefore he has defiled himself for his near kin. His mother, his brother, his sister. Also, you can see that if you look in Leviticus in the kinsman redeemer. Got to be somebody near the kin to be able to redeem you back. Let's come on back to Leviticus 22 and 5. He says, they shall not make baldness upon their head, neither shall they shave off the corner of their beard, nor make cuttings in their flesh. They shall be kadash unto their Alahym, and not profane the name of their Alahym. For the offerings of Yahuwah made by fire, and bread of the Alahym they do offer. Therefore they shall be kadash. Tell them what they do offer is.
Do offer is karab, to come near, to approach, to enter into, to draw near.
So understand that that's to approach, to draw near. Give me Psalm 65 and 4. After Psalm 65 and 4, John chapter 6, verse 40. You can make it 39.
It says, Baruch is the man who you choose.
Baruch is the man who you what?
Who you choose.
To do what?
To cause to approach you.
To cause to do what?
Approach you.
Okay. Now come on with John 6 and 39.
And this is the Abba's will which have sent me, that of all which he have given me, I shall lose nothing, but shall raise it up again at the last day. And this is the will of him that sent me, that everyone which see the Son and believe on him may have everlasting life. And I'll raise him up at the last day. The Yahudim then murmured at him because he said, I am the bread which came down from Shamayim.
Because he said he the what?
The bread which came down from Shamayim.
Okay.
And they said, is not this Yahushua, the son of Joseph, whose father and mother we know? How is it then that he say, I come down from Shamayim? Yahushua therefore answered and said unto them, murmur not among yourselves. No man can come to me except the Abba which hath sent me, draw him.
No man can do what?
Come to me except the Abba which hath sent me, draw him.
You can't come to the Father unless you can't come unless if he calls you to approach. We did that Psalm 65. Blesses him who you cause to approach unto you and to dwell in your tabernacles. Continue.
And I'll raise him up at the last day.
To do what?
Raise him up at the last day.
What up?
It is written in the prophets, and they shall be all taught of Alahym.
They shall be what?
Taught of Alahym.
Everyone?
Therefore that have heard and have learned of the Abba, come unto me.
Come unto who?
unto me.
This is something too, boy. I used to be on understanding, boy. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how. Matter of fact, the man's had hit me up in Connecticut, man. He, you know what I'm saying? And he was talking to some dude, man. Nigga talking down. You know what I'm saying? And I know I had mentioned that to you last night. You know, people who say they don't believe in the Lord, right? So we looking at that. I'm only gonna mention it because we're about to look at it. But people that don't believe in the Lord, boy, they got a real live problem because he can't be with you. You know what I'm saying? I don't even think a lot of brews who I how I know they don't know the law because he can't be with you. You a divorced woman and a harlot and an adulterer. That man can't be with you. Not according to his law, he can't be with you. You know what I'm talking about? Let's continue. No, that's good. Where you at? I'm in Leviticus 21 and 7. He said, they shall not take a wife, a whore, or profane, neither shall they take a woman put away from her husband, for he kadash unto his Alahym. Tell him what whore and profane is. Give me Deuteronomy 24 and 1.
Whore is zanah, to commit fornication, to be a harlot, to play the harlot. And then profane is kalal, slain, fatally wounded, pierced.
Shalom, Jay.
Profane.
So pause, right? He said he can't take a woman that's a whore, right? Go on to get me Ezekiel 16, man. Give me Ezekiel 16 and 24.
You have also built unto you an eminent place and have made you a high place in every street. You have built your high place at every head of the way and have made your beauty to be abhorred and have opened your feet to everyone that passed by.
You did what?
Opened your feet to everyone that passed by.
Okay.
And multiplied your whoredoms.
You multiplied your what?
Your whoredoms.
Okay.
You also have committed fornication with the Egyptians, your neighbors, great of flesh, and have increased your whoredoms to provoke me to anger. Behold, therefore I have stretched out my hand over you and have diminished your ordinary food and delivered you unto the will of them that hate you.
The will of them that what?
Hate you.
Delivered them to the will of them that what?
Hate you.
Okay.
The daughters of the Philistines, which are ashamed of your lewd way.
They are what?
Ashamed of your lewd way.
He said the Philistines was ashamed of your holiness. Like, golly, baby, put some damn clothes on, you slut hoe, you. Come on, man.
You have played the whore also with the Assyrians.
You played the whore with who?
The Assyrians.
That's another group of people you've been messing with.
Because you was unsatiable.
What?
Unsatiable.
Tell him what that means. See, we like to put a lot of stuff on the nations. That man said you was unsatiable. Now, I know what that means in English. Let's see what it means in Hebrew.
That's satisfaction, satiety, one's filled.
You ain't never satisfied. You want more and more. You're insatiable. See, that's the part we like to look at. Look, you know something about the nations, man? They never tempt you to come after them not one time. You don't read that nowhere. You don't read that nowhere. The Philistines ain't come and say, come serve Dagon with us.
They say they was scared of us from the jump.
From the jump street.
They ain't gonna do it. We floated the gun.
When you was around there messing with Baal Peor with Moab, them people didn't come around there looking for you. You went looking for them. And he about to tell you that. Listen to him.
You have moreover multiplied your fornication in the land of Canaan unto Chaldeans, and yet you was not
you went to
satisfied
Babylon with it. He said, boy, you keep on home. See, this is the point, too, that you hear people on natural things say that the more people a woman done had sex with, the less likely she is to be able to pair bond. And this is why your people could not pair bond with Yahuwah, because they kept laying with other gods and having different experiences and the freedom to do X, Y, Z. Now you can't really attach to him. You can't attach to him. You've been with too many men. Because guess what? What I mean by that? Baal let you do this. And Molech let you do this. You know what I'm talking about? So now when you come back, matter of fact, it got so bad that he said, you wouldn't call me Bela no more. You come around here calling me by another man's name. Ain't that what he said to Hosea? That's what he said to Hosea. Come on with it, man.
How weak is your heart, saith Yahuwah Alahym.
He said, how what?
How weak is your heart, saith Yahuwah Alahym, seeing you do all these. The work of an imperious, whorish woman.
The work of a who?
Imperious, whorish woman.
Go ahead and tell him what imperious whorish is. It just means an old hard-headed woman who like to play the harlot.
Yeah, imperious domineering. That's Shalateth.
Domineering. So you know what that means. What does that mean? You hear that meaning domineering. That means that's a woman who wants to dominate over her husband. You want to be in the top position. You want to be the husband. You want him to be the wife. And you know who is an imperious whorish woman in this book? Jezebel. Because she wanted to dominate Ahab. She wanted to rule over Ahab. She's an example of an imperious, whorish woman. And then, indeed, Quran just say, imagine that in the natural, how a man would feel. Calling him someone else's name, that is. Yeah, that's pretty tough. And then I can't remember the lady name, but you remember the lady who became the only queen to sit on the throne, and she killed the son. Then she was talking about treason. See, she was an imperious, whorish woman. Her name escaped me. What's that name? Alahym. Yeah, her name always escaped me. I just remember her for being the bald-headed scallywag. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, man, that's what that means. You want to dominate. You want things to be about you. You want, you know what I'm talking about?
Killed the son,
yeah, she killed the son. She killed everybody to get on the throne. Then when they came to get her, she tried to play victim to my treason. They were like, no, you kill that hoe. Matter of fact, go around and find that hoe, man. I can't even remember that. She did.
Yeah.
She did. She did duck off one of the sons. That's who ended up becoming king after she died. You know what I'm talking about?
Got murdered.
Yeah, she knew what she was doing. Had a nerve to my treason. I said, look at this scallywag hole right here.
He was next up. And
she killed him
and took the crown.
Mm-hmm. Come over here to 2 Chronicles chapter 23. You can start at verse 1, man. 2 Chronicles 23 and 1. Yeah, that's what she was on. She was wild.
In the 7th year of Yehudiah, he strengthened himself and took captives of hundreds. Azariah, the son of Jehoram, and Ishmael, the son of Yehohanan, and Azariah, the son of Obed, and Manasseh, the son of Adiah, and Elishaphat, the son of Zikri, they went into a covenant with him.
And they went where?
And they went about Yehuda and gathered the Levites out of all the cities of Yehuda.
And the chief what?
Of the fathers of Yasharal.
Where they went to?
They came to Jerusalem.
And all the congregation made a covenant with who?
With the king in the house of Alahym.
What they said to him?
Behold, the king's son shall reign, as Yahuwah have said, the son of David.
Said the king's son gonna do what?
Reign.
That sounds familiar, don't it? Continue.
This is the thing that you will do.
A third part
shall enter in on the Shabbat, and the priests and the Levites shall be the porters of the door.
Third part
shall be at the king's house.
Third part
at the gate of the foundation.
And all the people
shall be in the courts of the house of Yahuwah.
Let not none
come into the house of Yahuwah, save the priests that they minister of the Levites, they shall go in.
For they are what?
They are Kadai.
But all the people
shall keep watch of Yahuwah.
What the Levite did?
They came in to encompass the king round about, every man with his weapons in his hand, and whatsoever else cometh unto the house, he shall be put to death. But he shall be with the king when he cometh in and when he goeth out. So the Levites and all the Yehuda did according to the things that Yehudiah the priest had commanded, and they took every man that had come in on the Shabbat with them that go out on the Shabbat.
Hold on, Paul, because I ain't get you the stuff before that. Just hold on one second. Y'all just back up to the chapter 22. And I got you, man. We're going to back up to chapter 22 and then pick you up by verse 8. And it came to pass that when Jehu was executed judgment upon the house of Ahab and found the princes of Yehuda and the sons of the brethren of Ahaziah that ministered to Ahaziah, he slew them. He saw Ahaziah and they caught him, for he was hid in Samaria. And they brought him to Yehu. And when they had slain him, they buried him, because they said he, the son of Jehoshaphat, who sought Yahuwah with all his heart. So the house of Ahaziah had no power to keep still. Shalom, Brother Morgan. Keep still the kingdom. But when Ataliah, the mother of Ahaziah, saw that her son was dead, she arose and destroyed all the seed royal of the house of Yehuda. For Jehoshaphat, the daughter of the king, took Joash, the son of Ahaziah, and stole him from among the king's sons that were slain, put him in his nurse in a bedchamber. So Yeshabeth, the daughter of King Yehoram, the wife of Yehoda, the priest, for she was a sister of Ahaziah, hid him from Ataliah, so that she slew him not. And he was with him hid in the house of Alahym 6 years, and Ataliah reigned over the land. So she just seen a vacuum, because this is an imperious, whorish woman. She wanted domination and control. She seen an opportunity to get it, and she seized on it. And not only did she seize on it, but she killed all the seed royal. See, you know what that sounds like if you don't take it to the text? That's Babylon, with all the blood, all the saints and the apostles in her, slaying all the seed royal. And then that one person hiding them off is when they tell you, you know, that they got flew into a place for a time, times and a half a time. But come on back to where you was at in 2 Chronicles chapter 20. No, he was in the house of God. Ataliah wasn't going up in there.
Women can't go in there.
She can't go in there. See, that's another thing too that ain't even know. A woman couldn't go into the temple. She just couldn't walk in there. You know what I'm talking about? She just couldn't walk. I don't know if I mentioned this last night. Did I mention it last night? Well, about what I would tell you when the chick played the clip talking about y'all got to be kings. Yeah, I know. I told Jimmy that, right? So there's a clip. Dude was like, when you become kings, the women will get in line. That's absolutely foolishness. You know what I'm saying? That's just an imagination that niggas cooked up in their brain. And it's not because that women are just this, that, there, and the third. It's because of one reality. You got power and you got freedom. And anybody who has tasted any level of power and freedom is not giving it back because you acting like this. Because you know why? If you're a king, what do kings have? Dominion, rule, and authority. So just because you're a king does not mean that a whole bunch of women are going to give up what they perceive to be dominion, rule, and authority. Because how do we know this? Because we read in the text that all these plagues that Yahuwah are going to bring on the earth, and none of these people are going to repent from their murders, their idolatries, their fornications, none of that. And this is the King of Kings. But yet, come on now. So you just got to be honest. Just because you behave a certain way has nothing to do with the heart of the individual. See, it's not what the men are or aren't doing. It's not what the women are or not doing. It's the heart of the individual that is precluding them from doing the things that they ought to do. That's all it is. It ain't got nothing to do with anything other than that. You know what I'm saying? I just say that for men. Stop letting women tell you if you behave a certain type of way, that then they'll behave a certain type of way. You're either going to behave that way or you're not. You know what I'm talking about? That's it. Because that's just like what I'm saying. When I say that, I ain't even really talking in the natural. Because a lot of people come at you and be like, if he do this for me and he do this for me, then I'll do this. Well, you wasn't planning on doing that no way. Because now you're trying to put parameters on you, and you know what that really is? That's the work of an imperious, whorish woman. You're trying to use the means to dominate and control the situation so that you are actually in power. You know, a lot of y'all been taught that, you got to make the man feel like he got control, but you really pulling the string. Or the classic nigga line, the man the head, but the woman is the neck. What you're really trying to say is, I got control. You know what I'm talking about? And yeah, Yahuwah ain't going for that. That's what Yasharal wanted. They wanted to have control over Yahuwah. You know what I'm saying? Which is probably why they went and made that golden calf and did some of the stuff that they did, because it gave them some sense of control. What you got? You ain't got nothing. Come on, sing Chronicles 23.
We had 12. It say, now when Athaliah heard the noise of the people running and praising the king, she came to the people and to the house of Yahuwah.
And she did what?
And she looked, and behold, the king stood at his pillar at the entering in.
The princes
and the trumpets
and all the people.
They rejoiced.
Sounded with what?
Trumpets.
Singers with what?
Instruments of music.
And such as talk
to sing praise.
What that regular hoe said.
Athaliah rent her clothes and said, treason, treason.
What verse 13 sound like to y'all? No. That ain't it. It's something else. Get it from me, man. Luke 21, man. It's Luke 21. That boy said crucify. Tell him what treason is, man.
That's with Judas.
Nah, y'all thinking way too far. Ain't none of that. To an extent. That when he came in on a donkey, man.
That's Hosanna.
That's Hosanna. Because what the scribe said, man, y'all need to stop doing that. Because they perceive that that's treason. That's treason. What y'all doing? Matthew 21, man. Verse 4. You got treason?
All this was done that it might be fulfilled, which was spoken by the prophet, saying, Tell you the daughter of Sion, behold, your king come unto you meek and sitting upon an ass, and the colt, the foal of an ass.
The disciples
went and did as Yahushua commanded them,
and brought the ass
and the colt, and put on them their clothes, and they sat thereon.
And a very great multitude
spread their garments in the way.
Others
cut down branches from the trees
and straw
in the way.
And the multitude
that went before and that followed cried, saying, Hosanna to the Son of David. Bruised he that come in the name of the Lord. Hosanna in the highest. And when he was coming to Jerusalem, all the city was moved, saying, Who is this? And the multitude said, this is Yahushua, the prophet of Nazareth of Galilee.
Drop down to verse 15.
And when the chief priests and scribes saw the wonderful thing that he did, and the children crying in the temple and saying, Hosanna to the son of David, they were
what?
Sore displeased.
Sound like that whole was. She was sore displeased. Go ahead.
And said unto him, hear you what these say? And Yahushua said unto them, yea, have you never read out of the mouth of the babes and sucklings you have perfected praise?
You see that? They did plead just like she was. Let's see the end of this ragged hoe. You know what I'm talking about? We still holding Ezekiel 16, by the way. 2 Chronicles 22 and 14.
It say, and Yehoiada, the priest, brought out the captains of hundreds that were set over the host and said unto them, have her forth of the ranges, and whoso followeth her, let him be slain with the sword. For the priest said, slay her not in the house of Yahuwah.
So they did what?
They laid hands on her.
And when she was come
to the entering of the horse gate by the king's house, they slew her there.
What they did to that hoe?
They
did what to that hoe?
They slew her.
They did what?
They slew her.
Then what happened?
It said Yehoiada made a covenant between him and between all the people, and between the king, that they should be Yahuwah's people. Then all the people went to the house of Baal and break it down. Break down his altars, his images in pieces, and slew Matan, the priest of Baal, before the altar.
Tell him what Yehoiada's name mean, man. Look who he's in.
I mean, Yahuwah knows.
Yahuwah knows.
Yahuwah
Treason was for sure. That's conspiracy, treason, an unlawful alliance.
Unlawful alliance. But look what the priest did though. He made a covenant between him, the people, and Yahuwah.
All right.
Same thing the Lord did. Now come on back to Ezekiel 16, man. What verse?
But them high priests are coming in clutch during them times, boy.
Oh, the high people coming through murking niggas.
Every time.
You know what I'm saying? That's what we were telling the dude earlier, man. Like, you know, the biggest problem, I done told you all this before, though. The biggest problem with our people is, man, everybody want to be a warrior. Everybody ain't no warrior. And contrary to popular belief, everybody in Yasharal wasn't no warrior. And you can read that through the text. Because, boy, when Goliath was around, niggas wasn't nobody damn sure wasn't no warrior. You know what I'm talking about? And when it was time to go take the land, them niggas wasn't no warrior. Them niggas was scared. Man, they said, man, David had 30 mighty men who fought with him. You know what I'm saying? It's just it's a stereotype that black men are just these hardcore gangster killer warriors. Man, that's not the truth. You got a warrior class in every nationality of people. You know what I'm talking about? But overwhelmingly, most men are not warriors. You understand what a warrior is? That is a soldier. That means that is someone who is accustomed and cool with killing in battle. Because there's a difference between killing and murder. I remember I had to talk to somebody about that. He said, thou shalt not kill. It literally says you shouldn't murder. You know what I'm talking about? Killing and murder is two different things. Somebody trying to do you harm and you kill them, you didn't murder them. But you know, there's things in the law about that. But that's neither here nor there. But I'm just telling you though, everybody ain't, because the reason why I say that is because black people might be the only nationality of people in America, black men specifically, that feel like they have undue pressure to show how tough they are. You know what I'm saying? And that really come from the culture that our people come in and the fact that they believe that that's what's going to get them the women because the women seem to influence to see if a nigga go crash out. And I'm telling you right now, boy, don't never go crash out behind no woman, boy, on some stupid junk. You a damn fool if you do. You know what I'm talking about? Don't go crash out. There's a difference on, hey, somebody done threatened my wife. You know what I'm talking about? I got to go handle that. Y'all all know about that clip when that dude was at that Steeler game and he punched that dude and that white woman got her old man punched out. See, he crashed out. You know what I'm saying? See, the last thing you want to do as a man just because a woman come tell you this happened and you just run all 10 times down like just because she said that and she could be lying and then sent you on a dummy mission. Now you in the cemetery or you going to prison behind some stupid junk. And guess what she going to be doing? She going to be with the next man while you sitting in prison. Because you get a good 20, 25 years, she might come see you for the first year or two till she meet another dude and she ain't coming to see you no more. I'm trying to tell you, boy, you find you a million women, boy, and you might find 5 that'll ride out with a nigga for 25 years straight. I'm talking about every visit, letters, money on his books for a quarter century. No, ain't too many women finna do that. And he crashed out behind you. It ain't like he was out here selling drugs and robbing. He crashed out behind you. You ain't even gonna ride with him for the bid. Yeah, that's right. He said that's tough. He should have told the woman to sit down and shut up. Doggone should have. That's the first thing he should have did. Man, shut your mouth. But now you got that man. He got to prove to that woman that he this super tough type of dude. Man, look at man. These conversations that men done had, that women don't be knowing that. Like they be knowing, they're telling me, hey man, what don't you do no stupid junk like that, boy? What's wrong with you, man? What I'm talking about is you hear people say that stuff like you go to a movie with a woman, now she want to get all tough, all selling out. You need to be quiet, all this whole extra stuff. You not gonna fight these niggas. But then you selling out, you looking at me, so you're not gonna defend my honor? Nigga, what? I came here to eat popcorn or watch a movie. Now I gotta fight 5 niggas because of your mouth. Now he got in his mind, I gotta go do it. Or she gonna think I'm this. You ain't gotta go. Hey man, y'all beat that whore up. I'm gone. I'm not finna sit here and fight 5 niggas because you can't control your mouth to prove that I'm this protector for you. If you love me, you wouldn't even put me in that type of position. Because now I'm gonna have to kill these men if I got a weapon on me. I'm gonna have to shoot one of these men. I'm not fighting 5 dudes. That's how you know some people ain't never been jumped. You ever fought 5 dudes before? It's one thing if you be like, hey, bro, you got to shoot me a fade. And y'all go on somewhere. It's a one-on-one fade. Hey, you get the best of me. Hey, man, you got the best of me. It's all good. And you go your way. Even with that, a woman going to look at you crazy. How you got beat up? Shoot, that nigga had hands. His hands were better than mine. But shoot, nigga, I ain't curl up like no hoe. I stood in there and fought. He whooped it. It is what it is. You can't win every fight. Nigga, Mike Tyson got beat. Muhammad Ali got beat. Nigga, George Foreman was way more warrior than Muhammad Ali, but Muhammad Ali had a better strategy and not in mine. Huh? Joe Frazier and Ali split the first 2 fights. Nigga, Joe Frazier said I went to my grave feeling good that I know I was the reason this man had Parkinson's disease. I'm dead serious, boy. That's what the man said. Because they had fell out. They used to be friends, close friends. He said, I went to my grave hacking. I did that to you. Come on, man. Niggas clowning my buddy who just lost that fight the other day. You ever been punched in your liver? I guarantee you, somebody punch you in your liver, nigga, your whole body shut down. You ain't getting punched in the liver and be like, ha ha. No, you're going to do the same thing buddy did. You're going to fall immediately. And you're not going to be able to get up for 2 to 3 minutes. You know what I'm talking about? Straight up and down. It's always funny the people who want you to fight is the niggas who ain't never been in a fight.
I know a lot of y'all niggas ain't stepped in no ring. We've been punching y'all liver.
What? Kidney shots hurt bad. Kidney shots hurt. Liver shots, you're done. See, that's not the first time I've ever seen that. First time I seen a nigga get dropped, Bernard Hopkins, boy, he did that to De La Hoya, boy. He hit him with a liver shot, boy. They hold it say, oh, and he fell out. I was watching that fight. You know what I'm talking about? Because I fooled with Bernard Hopkins. Boy, he hit De La Hoya. That nigga said, oh, he was done. I'm talking about he crumpled. He do like Buddy and had a delay. But see, because your mind will want to keep going when your body say no. That just showed Buddy toughness because he wanted to keep going. His body said, no, nigga. Then he talking about, oh, why he ain't get up? Let me hit you in your kid. Let me hit you in your liver. Let me see if you get up. But you pulled it up. Look at it. That nigga said, oh. You see how fast? Look at it. That nigga's in pain. That nigga is writhing right now. You see that? That nigga is like he's having a baby. Quran say Foreman still got hands right now at 74. He do too.
I really think it is go out like that.
See, you get hit in your head and you don't feel the effects of it till later. That ain't happening with your liver. You get hit in your liver, you going down.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Don't put it. I don't want that slow death like that.
No, come on, Ezekiel 16.
We in 31.
Bird 31.
Straight.
And that you build your eminent place in the head of every way, and make your high place in every street, and have not been as a harlot, and that you scorn hire. A wife that commit adultery takes strangers instead of her husband. They give gifts to all whores, but you give your gifts to all your lovers.
They give gifts to all who?
Whores.
But they give gifts to all what?
Your lovers. And hire them that they may come unto you on every side for your whoredom.
Therefore,
the contrary is in you from other women and your whoredoms, whereas none follow you to commit whoredom.
Nobody don't even follow you to do it.
And in that you give a reward, and a reward is given unto you. So
that's different, Yasharal. He say, ain't nobody even following you to do this. You doing this on your own. Sean just said he got kicked in the liver and during sparring, and it made him question taking up martial arts. See, that's something a lot of people don't know who ain't never participated in combat sports. Boy, there will come a moment when you get hit that you go to asking yourself, do I really want to do this?
Is it really worth it?
You know what I'm talking about? Like straight up and down. If you ain't never been around niggas who box, if you ain't never really, if you just old casual, the UFC fight on. Like it's a different type of man that is going to volunteer to get in a ring or an octagon and fight for money. You know what I'm saying? That's a different type of dude. That's a different type of mentality. Every man ain't built for that. The fight for pay to be a prize fighter? Man, look here, boy. I done watched football games like, damn, boy. I felt the pain for you. I done watched fights, boy. Damn. I'm like, damn, he just hit Cuz hard. And he kept going. And you know and the sad part is that people in America want these men to stand in the middle of the ring and slug it out. You know what I'm talking about? Then you look at Mayweather, that nigga boring. So it shows you how much bloodlust that people have in this world. Because that's how you know more people don't know boxing, because the objective of boxing is to not get hit. Like, that's the objective of boxing, is to not get hit. The octagon is different. You know what I'm talking about? Kickboxing, that's different. You know, Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu, all that's different. But the pure objective of boxing is to hit and to not be hit. And we be wanting people to stand in there and beat the brakes off each other. And you know why you think that? Because you used to watch a niggas fight in the neighborhood. And what's a whole different for a little 2-3 minute fight in the neighborhood, and not even 2-3 minutes, 30 to 45 seconds. You ever thrown punches for 3 minutes? The average person don't even have the conditioning to throw punches for 2.5 minutes, 2 minutes, hell, a minute and a half. And then they do that for 12 rounds. And during Muhammad Ali's time, they did it for 15. So that's fighting for 36 to 45 minutes. 36 to 45 minutes in real time don't seem like a lot. It's a whole heck of a lot when you talking about you taking and throwing punches.
That little mini rest go by quick.
And that's all you get. It's 60 seconds to bounce back from 3 minutes of physical exertion. Straight up now. Well, they've been clowning. I just ain't put that in the chat. They've been clowning with that challenge. Dudes getting their old lady to simulate quarters to see how long they can go. No, I ain't put it in the chat. The nigga definitely, the women were tapping out after 20 seconds. You know what I'm saying? Huh? You say you don't know what quarters is? Oh no, there's a clip of dudes challenging their wife to see how long that they can get on the bed and simulate quarters. And then women were tapping out in about 20 seconds. And he was like, yeah, and you want me to go for 30, 45 minutes to an hour, and here you go, you've been thrusting for 10 seconds and you tired. You know what I'm talking about? He was like, yeah, they were clowning the old lady. Yeah, you can leave me alone now. I said, well, these dudes, wow, man. Karan said he did some boxing in his younger days. It's the hardest training you'll ever do. But that's the difference. See, now training for a fight will get you in phenomenal shape. Oh yeah, if I could, I would do that with my weight training. Because yeah, if you can do some boxing specific training with some weight training, you'll be in phenomenal shape. You'll definitely be shredded like you ain't never been shredded before. And then one thing they tell you when you're doing boxing training is no yams. Stay away from the yams. You know what I'm talking about? Well, we see you greedy. Yeah, he said stay away from them yams.
Can't do those.
Stay away from them yams.
Never get
No starches. Come on back to Leviticus, man. Yeah, they tell you that, but that's because they believe that sap your energy, and that's the last thing you want to do when you finna get ready to fight somebody. The level of stamina you got to have to fight for 36 minutes is phenomenal, to say the least. Leviticus 21 and 7. They shall not take a wife, a whore, or profane. Neither shall they take a woman put away from her husband, for he Kadash unto his Alahym. Get me Isaiah 50 and 1. That boy sound like he about to get
It said, thus says Yahuwah, where the bill of your mother's divorcement, who I have put away, or which of my creditors to whom I have sold you. Behold, for your iniquities have you sold yourselves, and for your transgression is your mother put away.
Paul, give me Isaiah 54 and 1.
Sing, O barren, that you did not bear. Break forth into singing and cry aloud, that did not travail with child. For more of the children of the desolate than the children of the married wife, saith Yahuwah. Enlarge the place of your tent, and let them stretch forth the curtains of your habitations. Spare not, lengthen your cords, and strengthen your stakes. For you shall break forth on the right hand and on the left, and your seed shall inherit the Gentiles, and make the desolate cities to be inhabited. Fear not, for you shall not be ashamed, neither be you confounded. For you shall not be put to shame. For you shall forget the shame of your youth, and shall not remember the reproach of your widowhood anymore.
Reproach of your what?
Widowhood anymore.
Tell them what widowhood is, man.
That's Al-Manuth, that is widowhood.
Continue.
For your maker, your husband, Yahuwah of hosts his name, your redeemer, the Kadash one of Yasharah, the Alahym of the whole earth, shall he be called.
Go ahead.
For Yahuwah have called you as a woman forsaken and grieved in Ruach, and a wife of youth, when you was refused.
When you was what?
Refused.
Tell them what refused is. Quran say one of his workmen about to fight for the English title at welterweight. I admire the discipline and consistent effort. Yeah, that's serious too, especially if you fight for a belt.
That's ma'as. That's to reject, to despise, to refuse, to be rejected.
So you was rejected, and you just read in Isaiah 50 why you were rejected. Go ahead.
For a small moment have I forsaken you, but with great mercies will I gather you. In a little wrath I hid my face from you for a moment, but with everlasting kindness will I have mercy on you, saith Yahuwah your Redeemer. For this the waters of Noah unto me.
That's good. Come over here to 2 Samuel 14. I'll tell you what verse I want in just a second. 2 Samuel 14. Give me verse 8. Matter of fact, give me 4. 2 Samuel 14 and 4.
It says, and when the woman of Tekoa spake to the king, she fell on her face to the ground and did obeisance, and said, help, O king. And the king said unto her, what aileth you? And she answered, I indeed a widow, a woman, and my husband is dead. And the handmaid said, had 2 sons, and they 2 strove together in the field.
The handmaid had what?
2 sons.
And they did what?
They strove together in the field.
But it wasn't nobody to what?
And none to part them.
So one smoked,
the other
and did what to him? Sound like what happened with the Lord. Go ahead.
And behold, the whole family is risen against thy handmaid. And they said, deliver him that smote his brother, that we may kill him for the life of his brother whom he slew. And we will destroy the heir also. And so they shall quench my coal which is left, and shall not leave to my husband name nor remainder upon the earth.
That's gonna be tough. Cause see, if the Lord, if the Lord don't, if they can be able to get rid of them, guess what? Remember what it said in John 11? He said it's expedient that one die for the people. Get it for him. John 11:45 says, "Come on with it." What that making all that noise?
Hey, go sit down. You don't wash the hands 3 times to be bad. Go sit down.
And many of the Yahudim which came to Mary and had seen the things which Yahushua did believed on him. But some of them went their ways to the Pharisees and told them what things Yahushua had done. Then gathered the chief priests and Pharisees a council and said, what do we? For this man do many miracles. If we let him thus alone, all will believe on him. And the Romans shall come and take away both our place and nation.
Come take away both our what?
Our place and nation. And one of them, Caiaphas, being the high priest that same year, said unto them, you know nothing at all.
You know what?
Nothing at all.
Why?
Nor consider that is expedient for us that one man should die for the people.
That the whole what?
Nation perish not.
See, if they don't do nothing, then get what? Ain't gonna be no remainder or no names on the earth. Now let's come back to 2 Samuel chapter 14. Verse 8, where we at? Oh, that joint.
14 and 10.
No, we didn't get past 7.
You said 2 Samuel?
In 14, we're in verse 8.
Okay, yeah. It's saying the king said unto the woman, go to thine house, and I will give thee charge concerning thee. And the woman of Tekoa said unto the king,
the iniquity be on who?
My master, the iniquity be on me.
And who?
And my father's house.
That the king and his throne
be guiltless.
See, that sounds like what ended up with Yahushua, man. The reproaches of them that reproached you, they fell on me. Yahuwah was guiltless. Continue.
And the king said, whosoever says unto you, bring him to me, and he shall not touch thee anymore.
Then it said she,
I pray thee, let the king remember, Yahuwah the Alahym,
that you would not
suffer the revengers of blood to destroy anymore.
Unless they do what?
Destroy my son.
He said,
as Yahuwah liveth, there shall not one hair of thy sons fall to the earth.
See, get what, right? Remember, he said, whosoever kill man, by man must his blood be shed. And they said, let his blood be on our children's children. So he said, please don't let the revenger of blood come for Yasharal. Because truth be told, you killed God, so you supposed to got wiped out. On top of the fact that you were divorced, on top of the fact that you broke the covenant, you supposed to be wiped out. See, that's what a lot of brews don't realize when they be talking about an awakening and be screaming about the law. You do not understand that a substitute sacrifice had to be made because he can't be with you. You saying I repent don't make it better. It don't solve the problem. You are a divorced woman. You are a whorish woman. This man can't be married to you. He cannot be with you. See, somebody be like, well, he told Jose to marry a whore. Jose wasn't a high priest, jackass. People like to say a lot of things, but we talking about the law. He can't do it. Listen to what the woman finna say. Go ahead. Yeah, in verse 12.
It says, then the woman said, let thy handmaid, I pray thee, speak word unto my master the king. And he said, say on.
The woman said,
therefore, then thou thought such a thing against the people of Alahym.
For the king
does speak this thing as one which is faulty.
The king do not fetch
home again his banished.
Paul, tell him what faulty is.
A shem that's guilty for presenting a sin offering.
So she said the king is one who is guilty. Tell him what banished is.
Nadak, to push off, to mislead, to strike, to inflict, or to cast down.
To cast away. See, not shalom, Sister Hill. So check this out, right? Check this out. We read it last night, right? Didn't he put Yasharal out? They never came back. Now, of course, you know when Daniel had said Judah would come back, but then he told you in Ezekiel that Judah was going to leave. You understand that you have been banished. You have been cast away. You can't come back to the land. See, niggas think, oh, we found out we the people and we can come back. This man had to do works according to the law to bring you back. You've been banished. It's just not a I'm sorry and it's over with. That's not how Yahuwah operate. Continue.
It says, now therefore that I am come to speak of this thing unto my master
you
the
skip
king.
Verse 14.
Okay. For we must need die.
For we must what?
Need die.
And water
split on the ground.
Which
cannot be gathered up again.
Neither
does Alahym respect person.
Yet he does what?
Devise means.
He does what?
Devise means.
He does what?
Devise means.
That is what?
Banished.
Be not what?
Expelled from him.
Now go ahead and tell him devise means.
Devise is kashab, that is to fabricate, to compute, to conceive, to devise.
He devised, he put together. Tell him what banished and expelled is.
Banished in the dark, the same. That was the outcast.
Expelled
is Nadash again.
So he got to come. He came up with a plan to get back who been cast away. Indeed, Quran mentioned that even with Job friends, they had to get Job to make sacrifice and intercede for they forget. They couldn't do it. Who ain't never operated like that. That nigga talk. You know what I'm saying? I say it's nigga talk because they hate the Christian church so bad that they was want to, oh, nah, can't nobody be no sacrifice for nobody. Everybody die for their own sin. But since how I know, but you screaming nation talking this, that, and the third, you don't even know your own law. Because your own law say he can't be with you. He can't be with you. High priest can't be married to no whore. He can't be married to a woman who's been divorced before. He can't even be married to a widow. But we're going to see, which y'all remember. He made a little caveat, a little room for you. You understand? Let's come back to the Leviticus 21. Because we talking about offering bread. And when I deal with this, I'm dealing with this in the aspect of something different than we've dealt with before. Not just encompassing somebody who from the seed of Aaron, but the whole house of Yasharal, as far as the men is concerned, on what type of man they got to be. You know what I'm saying? Not on the aspect of that he can't marry a widow or a whore or this, that, and the third. But I'm talking about Yahuwah when it comes to that. He can't do that. Matter of fact, it made me think about it. Matter of fact, the first time, I want to say they're probably about 10 or 11, the girl who braided my hair, she was like, yeah, I want to learn some stuff about the word. Because, you know, she grew up in the church. But when she seen that joint hit her brain. She said, dang, high priest can't marry no whore. I said, yeah, he can't. You know what I'm talking about? You don't even realize how many broods don't even realize that man can't marry no whore. That's why you got to be born again. That's why you say that you a chaste virgin, because he can't be married to nothing other than that. If he do it, he breaking his own law, and he not finna go against himself. He not doing that. Leviticus 21:8. Therefore, that you shall sanctify him, therefore, for he offer the bread of your Alahym. He shall be Kadash, for I, Yahuwah, will sanctify you, am Kadash. The daughter of any priest, if she profane herself by playing the whore, she profane her father, she shall be burnt with fire. See, that's why I come in that Timothy when they tell you about he got to be able to rule over his own household. Because, boy, that man say if the man daughter play the whore, she got to get killed. Because, see, you not only taking his name in vain, you ain't disrespecting your father, you disrespecting who your father worked for. He said, he, the high priest among his brethren, upon whose head the anointing oil was poured, and that is consecrated to put on the garments, shall not uncover his head, nor rend his clothes. Neither shall he go in to any dead body, nor defile himself for his father or his mother. Now, see that different. He said the one that got to put on the garment, the one who go on the Kadash or the Kadash, he can't defile himself for nobody. He said, neither shall he go out of the sanctuary, nor profane the sanctuary of his Alahym, for the crown of the anointing oil of his Alahym upon him, I, Yahuwah. He shall take a wife in her virginity. Tell him what virginity means.
Yep. Bethlehem, that's virginity. Tokens of it made of virginity.
Say a widow, or a divorced woman, or a profane, a harlot, these shall he not take. But he shall take a virgin of his own people to wife. Neither shall he profane his seed among his people. I, Yahuwah, do sanctify. The man can't even pollute his seed. He can't even be around here spreading seed, dropping seed anywhere. That's how serious it is. That's how serious it is. So that's why when you turn around to a certain extent and you see them 144,000 and they talk about how they virgins, because they ain't walking around here polluting their seed. See, it's a lot of dudes talking about they want to be 144. You already canceled out, boy. You pollute your seed, boy. You drop your seed anywhere. You drop your seed anywhere. That's what I was telling you the other week. Can't be no man around here sleeping with everybody, man. Yahuwah don't promote no stuff like that. Well, Solomon had that many, man. Solomon was a king. See, if he was with me, we was in the barbershop, too. Old head was in there talking to the old head barber about that. My men always had multiple wives, but they had to have money.
Them men had stats.
Yeah, for the most part. You know what I'm saying? Now you got regular niggas. This nigga got a job, you know what I'm saying, making $50,000 talking about he want 2-3 wives. Well, that ain't never been the case in no society where plural marriage was permissible. The men who had a lot of wives had a lot of money.
Had the means to take care of.
Huh? Absolutely. Yeah, it's a lot. And you got to pay them. And you got to be a certain type of nigga to be dealing with more than one woman. You know what I'm talking about? You got to be a certain, because you definitely can't be soft around the anus or none of that there, man, because you got to deal with a lot. You got to be, you know what I'm talking about? You got to lay your goon hand down. Not in the physical sense, but you know what I'm saying? You got to move hard because it's a lot to deal with more than one woman. You have to deal with multiple personalities, hormones, emotions, and all that. You know what I'm talking about?
Sharpen the mind.
It ain't just sharpen the mind. You have to be resolute and firm. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're not resolute and firm, they're going to walk all over you. You know what I'm talking about? They'll walk all over you. Because, see, you could be sharp in the mind, but weak in heart. You know what I'm talking about? You can know what they're doing and why they're doing it, but don't have the intestinal fortitude and courage to go against it. Just because you don't want no strife or no trouble. You know what I'm talking about? I'm telling you, that's why you always see a lot of dudes sitting in the corner, looking ugly, looking stupid, because they would just rather not fight with this woman. I just don't feel like dealing with that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's just what that is. That's why a lot of niggas be alcoholics. He said they try to get around it by saying they spiritual virgins. You know what I'm saying? No, he talking about what 100. A lot of people say that, but it says they follow the Messiah. It does say they were literal virgins in the flesh. You know what I'm talking about? But it would make sense that they were literal virgins in the flesh because the Mashiach was a literal virgin in the flesh. He didn't lay down and have sex with no woman. But I told you, most dudes do that is because you spent your life going after vagina, and now you want to try to fit into a position that you don't fit in. It's okay if you're not a part of that 144. That's not for you. Everything ain't for everybody. It never clicked in my mind. I want to be part of the 144. Oh, I got to figure out a doctrine to make me fit because it say virgins. I'm not even concerned about it. That stuff don't even come in my mind. You know what I'm saying? 144,000, that's a different position. But like I said, Mashiach was a literal virgin. So it would make sense that those 12,000 men from each tribe would be literal virgins. It doesn't make a man. Did this man Paul tell you? Matter of fact, the Lord told you. He said, he that make himself, get it for him, man. Matthew 19, man. Tell me what verse 7 say.
They say unto him, why did Moses then command you to give a writing of divorcement and to put her away?
Man. Give me about verse 15. I don't know.
And he laid hands on them and departed thence. And behold,
Give me 15.
the disciples said to him, if the case of the man be so with his wife, it is not good to marry.
It's not good to marry what the Lord said.
But he said unto them, all cannot receive this
Everybody can't receive this saying.
Save to whom it is given. For there are some eunuchs which were so born from their mother's womb.
And there were eunuchs.
Which were made eunuchs of men.
And there were eunuchs.
Which have made themselves eunuchs for the kingdom of Shamahim's sake.
He that have an ear.
He that is able to receive it, let him receive it.
That's it. That ain't for everybody. That ain't for everybody. So guess what? It's not, oh, when I found the truth, now I done made myself a eunuch. Nah, boy. You can't never had no monkey, man. You done slid in some monkey, man. That don't work for you. That's the end of that. You know what I'm talking about? You don't qualify. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. Yeah, but see, it's everybody. Yeah, I'm part of the 144. Man, that nigga like booty hole, so we know full well he wasn't part of that. This nigga that nigga sitting out here daydreaming and I'm thinking of you. Daydreaming and I'm thinking of you. Whole time he around here daydreaming. That nigga say, you ever thought about being with a man? Like a try? Say, sometimes I daydream of sausages. I like bratwurst looking boy. That's a damn shame. Y'all think I'm not making this up though. You know what I'm saying? Somebody really did ask a man this. A teacher of the word at that. They say, you ever had thoughts about having sex with another man? I'm talking about bring it out. No, don't put it, bring it out. Leave it up. Oh, not even leave it up. Just leave this alone. Let's go together. Yeah, I wish I was making that up, but unfortunately, those jokes write themselves. Because I know you ain't a god and you around here daydreaming about a man. I don't know everything, but I know the Lord couldn't have sent you. I know he couldn't have sent you. Not you daydreaming. Shalom, brother. Not you daydreaming about a man. There's a lot of things you could think about in your life. Revelation 14:1. But touching a man should not be one of them. What that nigga say? Come on, man. That nigga say an extra D is wow, yo. That's what he's sitting back. You already got one. You thinking about an extra. Revelation 14:1.
And I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on the Mount Zion, and with him 144,000, having his Abba's name written in their foreheads. And I heard a voice from Alahym as the voice of many waters, as the voice of a great thunder. And I heard the voice of harpers harping with their harps. And they sung as it were a new song before the throne and before the four beasts and the elders. And no man could learn that song but the 144,000, which were redeemed from the earth.
And they were what?
These are they which were not defiled with women.
They were not what?
Defiled with women.
They were not what?
Defiled with women, for they are virgins. These
they
are
who?
Virgins.
Tell them what defiled with women is and virgins in this passage. Take it and do what you want to with it. Don't make me no never mind. On this thing right there in the Leviticus 21:15, he can't profane his seed. Now let me tell you something real now. It didn't say that a high priest had to be married, right? It just said if he take a wife, this is what she got to be.
A woman is Gunay. That's a woman of any age, whether a virgin or married or a widow.
Say it don't matter if she a virgin, she married, or widow. He can't been done skeeted in that woman. How we know that? Because Leviticus 13 or 15 tell her when you ejaculate, you are unclean. We'll read it now. Now, if you say you know the text, I'm gonna see how good you know it. Come on with it.
These are they which follow the Lamb wheresoever he goes.
No. You ain't telling what virgin was.
Rested.
That's Parthenos, a virgin, a marriageable maiden, an unmarried daughter.
Come on, Leviticus 15.
Or it's a man who has abstained from all uncleanness and whoredom.
A man who has abstained from all uncleanness and whoredom. That's it. Ain't nothing spiritual. Now, when you say he shall take, again, and that Leviticus take is not he shall take like he got to do it, but it's to take possession of. So he'll take possession of a wife in her virginity. Give me 2 Corinthians 11:1 before he read what he's finna read. 2 Corinthians 11:1. Never had intercourse with a woman. Not you ain't never worship an idol god. Nah, nigga. If you done had them sweet yams, being a part of 144,000 is not in your plans. You know what I'm talking about?
It says, well, to Alahym, ye could bear with me a little in folly, and indeed bear with me. For I am jealous over you with the godly jealousy, for I have espoused you to one husband, that I may present a chaste virgin to Hamashiach. But I fear lest by any means, as the serpent beguiled Eve through his subtlety, so your mind should be corrupted from the simplicity that is in the Mashiach. For if he that cometh preaches another Yahushua whom we have not preached, or if you receive another Ruach which ye have not received, or another Basor which ye have not accepted, ye might well bear with. For I suppose I was not
That's
with
good.
beyond.
He said, why you got to be what? A chaste virgin, right? Come over here to Leviticus 15. Verse 16, listen what it say now. This your law now.
If any man see copulation go from him, then he shall wash all his flesh in water and be unclean until the even.
He shall be what?
Unclean until the even.
And the garment?
And every skin whereon is the seed of copulation shall be washed with water and
be unclean till when?
The even.
And the woman?
Also with whom the man shall lie of copulation, they shall bathe in water.
No, the seed of copulation.
The seed of copulation, they shall bathe in water and be unclean until the evening. And
that's the end of that. That's the file. That's the end of that conversation. You been with a woman, you ain't part of 144,000, man. Suck it up and deal with it. Stop crying trying to make up doctrines to fit that for you, man. You know what I'm talking about? It ain't gonna work for you. Can't retrack it, man. You can't be a born again virgin. You can't unhave sex. You done did that. You got grown people talking about I'm a born again virgin. Nigga, how? How are you gonna what you got the thing from Men in Black? You're gonna erase your memory? You can't erase the fact that you will know what you've done. You've had sex before. You're canceled, sir. Because if you having sex and you ain't ejaculated, then I don't even know what you was even laying with that woman for. Niggas be on that with the word, talking about having sex with a woman and not ejaculating. Well, that's not good for your prostate. Nah, I ain't talking about no blue ball. That junk can make your prostate swell. No, it's not. Prostate is a gland in your bum. That's two separate things. You can have testicular cancer and your prostate be good. And you can have prostate cancer and your testicles be good. But that sucks if you got cancer in both.
Yeah, it is two separate cancers.
Because your testicles are on the gland. Oh, that's Pastor Manning. That nigga say, and God is gonna make a fire in the bunghole. That was around the time of Obama. He was pretty popular during Obama's ministry of darkness. Of darkness. Yeah, of darkness. Like the Undertaker. That's what he was doing. He was serving darkness. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all don't remember that? Y'all wasn't watching wrestling back then. You know what I'm saying? Undertaker had a gimmick, and it was called the Ministry of Darkness. They had a whole thing called the Higher Power. And they came up to this whole thing, and then it ended up being Vince McMahon. And what make it funny, you had to see the clip. You hear Jim Ross, he talking about son of a. That nigga was pissed off how he said that. That nigga was basically ate this powder. That cracker soul that I believed in, that he was really disappointed. You know what I'm talking about? He said, well, it was me, Austin. It was me all along. Fools say protect your life energy, brother. But if you want to protect your life energy, just don't have sex.
Yeah, you would have been happy when they're not walking away What are you doing?
What is you doing? If you laying with a woman who ain't that you don't even want to leave your seed behind, what you laying with her for?
I'm finished.
I just want to feel the urge, but I don't want to splurge. Come on, man. These niggas is backwards out here, man.
But these niggas are hard.
21-15, man, Leviticus, man. These niggas crazy out here. Neither shall he profane his seed among his people, for I Yahuwah do sanctify him. Yahuwah spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto Aaron, saying, whosoever of your seed and their generations that have blemish, let him not approach to offer the bread of his Alahym. So again, that's having any physical or moral stain. For whatsoever man that have blemish, he shall not approach. A blind man or lame, or he that have a flat nose or anything superfluous. Tell him what blind man is again, because we need to go back to 2 Peter, by the way, because we were talking about lacking parts on the animal sacrifice.
Blind is avar, that's blind, physically blind.
So remember, we talked about that.
Figuratively.
We talked about the figuratively blind in John 9, right? Mm-hmm. Continue. Matter of fact, I give you an example of how a blind man couldn't approach. Give me Acts. No, we finna get to it. Just hold on. It's been a while. You just done forgot. You got a flat nose. You can't come in here flat nose. He flat. They can say, don't come in here if you ain't got no buns, huh? That's what he was in that. I gotta make sure that 9 what I want. It probably 20, 26 might be better. Go ahead. Acts chapter 9, verse 1. See, I want it might be 26 or 20.
It says, and Saul yet breathing out threatenings and slaughter against the disciples of the master, he went to the high priest, and he desired of him letters to go to Damascus to the synagogue, that if he found any of this way, whether they were men or women, he might bring them bound unto Jerusalem. And
as he journeyed,
he came near Damascus.
Suddenly,
there shined round about him a light from Shamin.
And he fell
to the earth and heard a voice saying unto him,
Saul,
why persecutest thou me?
He said, who are you, Lord?
He said, and the master said, I am Yahushua, who you persecute. Hard for thee to kick against the prick.
He trembling
and astonished
said, Lord,
what will you have me to do?
The Lord said,
rise and go into the city, and it shall be told you what you must do.
And the men
which journeyed with him stood speechless, hearing a voice, but seeing no man.
Remember, that's the same thing happened with Daniel. Go ahead.
And Saul arose from the earth, and when his eyes were open, he saw no man, but they led him by the hand and brought unto Damascus.
And he was 3 days without what?
Sight.
Without what?
Sight.
See, he couldn't approach to Yahuwah. He was blind. But not only was he blind physically, he was blind spiritually. Keep on going.
Neither did eat nor drink. And there was a certain disciple at Damascus named Ananias, and to him said, Master, in a vision, Ananias. And he said, Behold, I, Master. And the master said unto him, Arise and go into the street which is called Straight, and inquire into the house of Yehuda for one Saul of Tarshish, for behold, he prayed, and have seen in a vision a man named Ananias coming in and putting a hand on him that he might receive his sight.
That's good. Now come to Acts 22 and read verse 12, because Acts 22 got what Ananias said that I desired.
And one Ananias, a devout man according to the law, having a good report of all the Yahudim which dwelt, he came unto me and stood and said unto me, Brother Saul, receive thy sight.
Receive your what?
Receive thy sight.
And the same?
In the same hour I looked up upon him.
And he said,
The Alahym of our fathers have chosen you.
That you should what?
Should know his will.
And see who?
The just one.
To see who?
The just one.
And that you should hear?
The voice of his mouth.
See, that's what happened when you're blind. You can't see the just one. So you can't offer the bread of Alahym if you can't see the just one. Because he ain't opened your eyes to behold wondrous things out of his law. You can't offer the bread. Go ahead, man.
It said, For thou shalt be a witness unto all men of what you have seen and heard. And now why chariots? Arise and be baptized and wash away thy sins, calling on the name of the Master.
That's good.
And it came
That's
back.
good. Let's come back to Leviticus 21. So tell him that's what happened with a blind man. You notice Paul couldn't go off of that bread till he got sight. Now come over here and tell him what a lame is.
That's Pasayak, that's lame. Just lame.
Y'all know what a lame is, right? That's somebody who like Jonathan's son. He deformed. Nigga leg longer than the other. Got an extra toe. Got a bad leg. Non-walking nigga, you know what I'm talking about? Tell him what somebody is that got a flat nose. I ain't wrong either.
That's to ban the vote, to destroy, utterly, completely destroy, dedicate for destruction, to exterminate, to mutilate, to divide.
Anybody who been mutilated or set for destruction, that's what it is to have a flat nose. That's not your nose flat. But who is somebody who destroyed? He that don't believe on the son of Alahym is condemned already. You can't offer the bread. And superfluous.
That's Sarah, to extend, to stretch out, to be deformed by excessive members.
So you know that's too many body parts. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he has 6 fingers, man. You know what I'm saying? You right here got an extra finger for pleasure. We can't do nothing with you. Come on back to 2 Peter, man. I need to knock that out.
I feel like that's the one script for the nigga who act like they don't know niggas ain't made to go. Like I was going to my mom, talking to my mom about that. Like she swears she don't believe that. She believe that everybody got a chance, pretty much.
Chance for what?
To be saved.
Hell no. Everybody ain't got no chance. It was some niggas the day they were born, they were going to hell.
But that's all. This is crazy. The nigga born 16, you already told me back then.
But no, he just can't offer no bread.
But I was thinking about when it was saying that niggas whose brain couldn't even approach the bring the offer to that, right?
No, they couldn't. Somebody had to do it for him. He couldn't come do it. Don't bring your bad body behind in here.
It's a blemish.
That's a blemish. Don't bring that in here. There's something wrong with you. You know what I'm talking about? You can't be wrong here when I got an arm growing out your upper back talking about you gonna come make an offer some bread. Don't come in here. You know what I'm saying? So we discriminate against. So God don't love retarded kids. It ain't got nothing to do with he don't love them. He just says some certain things they can't do. Didn't say they couldn't be saved. Just said they can't do this. They can't do that. Somebody got to do that in their place. You know what I'm saying? Now, you know, a lot of people don't want to hear that. Remember when your man was like, oh, you can't, preacher can't be ugly. Come on, bro. You just made that up. You just made that up. Because now you right here guessing. You don't know what none of these men look like.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? You don't know what none of these men look like. But that would that come in when people like the Lord were ugly. That's why they didn't desire.
See, I mean, we tried to hit them with showing how what's counsel made them look good.
Oh yeah, talking about David. Yeah.
See, David wasn't no preacher.
Yeah.
It was cool.
So what that mean?
Yeah.
But he was a handsome man. He was just saying, hey, he handsome. He didn't say it said Saul was handsome too.
Yeah. He was wicked as hell.
And he was wicked all day long, man.
Yeah, handsome
Handsome too. With great hair. Handsome with great hair.
So what you saying?
Handsome with great
What
hair.
handsome means at that point?
It was handsome to him.
Man, I ain't gonna lie to you. Now I'm going to wonder why you want a handsome consider other men. Like, that's a handsome brother right there.
I listen to him.
I listen to him. He handsome. You know what I'm saying? He make my nipples salute.
Niggas fan, that's all they got right.
Hey, that's real, man. That's real. That should be missing with no word.
No, yeah, like, well, you weird.
You want to say handsome niggas, see?
But I'm gonna tell you, boy, it's only a hand. It ain't gonna say a handful, but it's only just like it's only a select group of women on earth where they will be universally said that they beautiful. It's a select group of men on earth that universally gonna be said that they handsome. That's just a reality in America that don't nobody want to deal with. You seen that? Well, Civic was riding in the car. Where was this big old doggone trainer that looked like Jabba the Hutt on this nigga podcast?
I said she was a bad.
Why that nigga say? I'm talking about that nigga say certified bad bitch. This hoe literally looked like Jabba the Hutt and was a man. On top of that, let's not negate the fact that this was a man. You know what I'm talking about? This nigga say, I've never had a real boyfriend. I've always been in the talking stage.
I was in the talking stage for 12 months.
He was in the talking stage for 12 months. Then the nigga got ridiculed online for saying he was a 10. Niggas was finding this nigga and trolling him relentlessly on every platform they could find him. This nigga said he was getting clowned in the street.
So you write that off on your taxes?
That nigga, bro, these niggas was dying laughing because niggas in the chat is killing this big nigga. You know what I'm talking about? I'll show you the nigga after we get off. I'm talking about, bro, the nigga head is as big as that microwave. You know what I'm talking about? Bro, that's nigga, like it's him, because when they seen the nigga, him and Jimmy, like, that's a woman. I already knew. I'm like, dude, that's a man, bro. That's a man. The nigga talking about fitness check. Well, that nigga stood up. Nigga, that nigga looked like he ate 6 orphanages, nigga. You know what I'm talking about? Like, damn, dude, how is you even built like this? You are an abomination before God, and not because you's a lady boy. You know what I'm talking about? But these niggas were dying laughing at this sweet booty nigga, man. He just sitting there looking ugly. That junk was hilarious. You know what I'm saying? I was in this talking stage for 12
You ever
months.
had intercourse? Yeah, we know you didn't.
No, it's a white dude podcast, and he be having chicks on there, man. That jump pop up in your algorithm. Really, that jump popped up in shorts. So that's how I seen the nigga. It was a short. So then in the short, you can click, see the whole video. I was like, bro, you got to see this nigga. I seen this nigga in the shorts. You know what I'm saying? Then I forgot about it. Then the short popped up with this nigga again. I said, bro, y'all got to see this nigga. This nigga looked like, that nigga literally looked, you know how Jabba the Hutt got a big old head and a wide body? You know what I'm saying? You ever seen Star Wars? Well, that's how this nigga built. That's how this nigga built. And had the nerve to say he was a baddie. You bad, all right. You're going to hell. You know what I'm talking about? I just seen that black dude, what his name is, Lamont Hill, whatever the call it is, talking to Candace Owens, talking about, you know, a natural born, you don't got to be a natural, yeah, you know, a transsexual woman. Man just had a baby. He was like, no, nigga, that's a woman. He said, you know, technically, but you know, no, nigga, that's a woman. You can only have babies if you got a uterus. I guarantee you, no man that's sitting over here right now can push a baby out of his pee hole. Out of your wreck. Ain't no baby come, ain't no place for a baby to rest. Niggas crazy out here, man. This country is insane. Come on, man. 2 Peter chapter 1, verse 3. I got you. And according as his divine power, we given us all things that under life and godliness through the knowledge of him that have called us to esteem and virtue, whereby giving us exceeding great and precious promises, that you might be partakers of the divine nature, having escaped the corruption that is in the world through lust. And besides this, giving all diligence, add to your faith virtue, and to virtue knowledge. We talked about virtue. We talked about knowledge last night. Let's look at the next one. Into knowledge, temperance. Tell them what temperance is, man. Yeah, the world definitely done gone crazy, Brother Craig. They don't went insane.
That's enkrataya, that's self-control.
So self-control, one of the first places where you can see the aspects of divine nature and self-control is David's dealings with Saul. David had opportunities to kill Saul and did not do it. You know why? Because David was already a man of valor. He already had a knowledge of Alahym because he was a man after Alahym's own heart. So therefore, that's why he was able to add self-control. See, these are the steps to perfection that Peter is laying out. That if you add these things, then the perfection will come. So you got to have the virtue. Tell them what virtue is one more time.
Virtue is arete, that's a virtuous course of thought, feeling, and action. Moral goodness.
Moral goodness, valor, honor, but also an upright way of living. Then he turned around and he said you need to add knowledge. So you need to add the word of God on top of it. Now notice when the knowledge it came after what? It's self-control. So when the word comes, give me Luke 9:23.
It says that and he said to them all, if any will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross daily and follow me.
Let him do what?
Take off his cross daily and follow
Let him do what to himself?
Let him deny himself.
That's self-control.
And take up his cross daily and follow.
That's self-control.
But whosoever
that's good, right? That's the same token what you see in Proverbs 4. Not going to the left hand nor to the right, but keeping your eyes straight. That's self-control. So if you done added a valor, which is your faith, and then you done added the knowledge of God and self-control don't become behind that, you kind of in the bad spot. He said after that temperance, you add patience. So tell him what patience is by definition.
That patience was constancy, steadfastness.
Steadfast. Let's see what steadfast means in the English. Because, of course, you know steadfastness is a definition for the words for what? Amuna, Amah, Aman. What is it to be steadfast? Resolutely or dutifully firm and unwavering. Firm in belief, determination, and adherence. Another word for steadfast, constant, faithful, loyal, resolute, and staunch. But more than anything, is to be firm and unwavering. So, of course, you know that the Apostle James wrote, get it for him, man. James 1:3.
It says, knowing that the trying of our faith work patience. But let patience
the
have
trying of our faith work what?
Work patience.
It work what?
Patience.
That's what you seen with Job. Don't he say the patience of Job? That's how it ends. That's how the story ends. Let me make sure that's what it say. Because I don't want to say something. Because, you know, ugly niggas always be and lurking in the back looking to see, I got him. You got yourself, nigga. Look at your life. You hate yourself. You around here looking for other men. Do you understand how horrible of a life you got to have to be found here, walking around here looking to prove other men wrong every day of your life? That ain't no way to live. Yeah, what else? I'm thinking about what's in James. That was in James what came to my mind. You know what I'm talking about? Get that for me, man. That's James chapter 5. That's what it was. I was thinking it's talking about Job, but it wasn't in Job. James 5, man. Tell me what verse 7 say.
It say, be patient, therefore, brother, until the coming of our master. Behold, the husbandman waited for the precious fruit of the earth.
That's right.
And have patience for it. Have long patience for it.
Listen to him.
Until he receive the early and latter rain.
Go ahead.
Be ye also patient. Establish your hearts for the coming of our master draw nigh. Grudge not against one another, brother, lest ye be condemned. Behold, the judge standeth before the door. Take my brother and the prophets who have spoken in the name of the master for an example of suffering, affliction, and patience.
What did he say about Job?
Behold, we count them happy which endure.
Mm-hmm.
Ye have heard of the patience of Job.
You heard of the who?
The patience of Job.
Heard of the who?
The patience of Job.
Tell them what patience is in that passage. Let's see if it's the same word. That's how you sound.
Whom per moment? Yes. That's the same, brother.
Steadfastness. Yeah, the
Cheer.
constancy.
Constancy, endure.
So look here, right? Job lost everything, and it said that not ran time did he sin with his lips. That's what it said, right? So there's your example of somebody who had patience. You understand?
Yeah.
Finish it out.
It says the characteristic of a man who's not swerved from his deliberate purpose and his loyalty to faith and piety by even the greatest trials and suffering.
That's
That's what it said in Romans 8, don't it?
That's right.
Saw persecution, saw distress, saw trouble. That's why he said you ain't got no root in you when persecution and tribulation arise because of the word. Now you offended. You know what I'm saying? See, what you are going to see is how long will you stand on the word when you don't get your way? Or when what you had, you ain't got it no more. You know what I'm saying? See, what nigga problem is you trying to bring real world stuff with the world because you think your life supposed to be a certain type of way, but that is not how you're going to see if you stand fast. That's why I told you don't never see how much somebody love you till adversity comes. You wouldn't have seen the love that Yahushua had for the Father till it was time for him to die. Because he kept saying, my hour ain't coming. He's sliding out the way. His faith wasn't getting, he seen his faith get tested when he fasted. Sometimes his faith got tested dealing with them niggas. See, you know the biggest problem is with a lot of people in the word, man. I was reading this when I got my hair braided. I think Pat Brown, he told me, everybody need an outlet. Preachers get burnt out. And I done told it before. Christian pastors be killing themselves a lot. You know what I'm talking about? A lot. You know what I'm saying? Way more than you think they do. Now, me, myself, personally, I think that more so they not really leaning on the Lord and they trying to do too much. You know what I'm saying? When I say do too much, you doing stuff you ain't got no business doing. Not in a negative way. You know what I'm talking about? But you're really probably trying to micromanage every doggone thing. You know what I'm talking about? Because they have way more events going on. See, we don't be doing all the stuff that some of these churches going on. They want to travel this place. They want this event, this conference, this, that, then, the third. See, I ain't doing all that because, see, that John for sure. I ain't doing all that. Yeah, that's the thing stressing them out the most. They dealing with women all the time. You know what I'm saying? And not on the negativity of dealing with women, but the stress that come with dealing with stuff that women will take you through because of how they mind work when they trying to do something. Because they going to overthink and think, should we do this or you should do that? And you feel like you got to come and put out every fire or, you know what I'm saying, and this, that, then, the third. Some brothers get overwhelmed dealing with people's stuff that they got going on in their life. I am not of that belief. You know what I'm saying? Because he was like, sometimes people got to check on you. That's the same thing we talking about every day. Grown nigga talking about, you ain't checked on me. You get your goofy behind out here waiting for somebody to check on you. Nigga, if you got something going on, pick up the phone and tell a nigga I got something going on and need to talk. Nigga too damn old to be talking about ain't nobody checking on me. You sound like a real beta male sent man, John, a pussy hoe nigga to be talking about ain't nobody. How a nigga gonna check on you and they think you good? So you a big grown man talking about, man, ain't nobody calling me. They don't love me. Come on, bro. Niggas got whole families out here, man. Niggas making all these type of moves, man. And you worry about a grown nigga calling you because you just want a nigga to feel, they care about me. Get your goofy behind out of here, man. You a grown damn man. You a grown man. I know it sounds harsh. Maybe for ladies, I wouldn't necessarily say that because y'all different. But as a grown man, if you feel like, man, ain't nobody checking on me, man, take your panties off, man. Take that panty line off and stand up, put your boxers on, man. You know what I'm talking about? Stop wearing them damn jellies and put your boots on and be a man. You know what I'm talking about? Because if you got something going on, you should know how to pick up the phone and say, hey, bro, I need to holler at you, man. You know what I'm talking about? Not around here upset with dudes talking about, they ain't checking on me. You ain't checked on him either, nigga. So what is you talking about? I say that way because it sounds grossly immature. Niggas is grown. You know, I'll be honest with you. You know, when we were young, man, a nigga knew, bro, like when we get to a certain age, niggas gonna start getting wives, having kids. Nigga knowing that we ain't gonna be able to hang out like we was hanging out when we was 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 years old. Nigga, even back then, man, when we were hustling, man, me and my homeboys ain't talk every day. Nigga, we had cell phones too. Then too, niggas still ain't, what you doing, bro? Niggas definitely went on some, oh, them niggas slid to such and such. They ain't invite me. Now you in your feelings. Nigga, what in the hell? Nigga just slid. You know what I'm talking about? It might have been, hey, man, such and such round up to the house. Hey, boy, we finna hit. You know how many times we done went somewhere and it was just some old shoe, nigga? Well, cuz just hit me up, man. They said they round there to such and such. Oh, word? You trying to slide around there? Shoot. Why not? And that's it. You know what I'm saying? Or be like, hey, man, bro just hit me up, man. Yeah, but they on the way to the trap. You finna go up there? I'm like, no, I ain't going up there, man. Yeah, we finna slide up there. You know what I'm talking about? It don't be like, oh, let me call everybody and invite them. Because most of the time, a lot of stuff dudes do, they not planning that out weeks and months in advance. Nigga might tell you, hey, boy, we gonna hit the club next week. You heard me when I said it. If you don't show up, you don't show up. Ain't nobody sitting, man, they ain't invite me, my nigga. They ain't my real friend. Man, nigga, get the hell out your feelings, bro. What's wrong with you? Now, these are men conversations. I ain't speaking for ladies. You know what I'm talking about? I'm just telling you, men conversations. Niggas are going to look at you like, bro, what's wrong with you, bro? But y'all didn't even invite me, bro. Y'all didn't even call me. Nigga, we decided to go at 10 o'clock. Because the nigga just happened to be over here together. Shoot, we ain't doing nothing, bro. Shoot, let's go get a bag and slide up to such and such. Now, I see it different now because ain't no clubs in the city no more. See, we ain't had them problem because me and my niggas ain't go to no club. Go to the club for what? I'm gonna pay money to go to the club for what? To hear music? I don't drink and screw these hoes. I'm not gonna say nothing. This wasn't even an enjoyable environment. What was enjoyable about it? This is just me personally. I ain't speaking for nobody else. I'm speaking for me. There was nothing enjoyable about that environment. Go there for what? It's fun. What is the fun? What is the fun? You know what I'm talking about? Now, when you sit there and you think about it, what was really the fun of going to dance? Nigga, I don't dance, I don't drink, and I don't cold approach women. So what in the hell am I coming in here for? To get dressed up to impress a bunch of people I don't even know? No, I'm straight on that. And I wouldn't want to be with any woman who I met in the club anyway. Not for nothing long-term or serious. Because if you in the club, you ain't no wife no way. You couldn't have been. You came in here half naked looking for a nigga to buy you a drink. I'm being serious with you. That's just how I thought in my youth. Like, I just wouldn't believe that any self-respecting woman would be found in this location. You know what I'm talking about? Not wanting to want to be like, yeah, I want her to have my churn. You was always in the.
No, because I ain't like the thought process you had at your age. I ain't think like that. Like,
I sell some crack.
if any woman in this club, she ain't no wife.
Oh, I already do that.
I'm just like living.
I mean, you were young, but you know, remember we were selling dope, so nigga already knowing. You know, it's some of our class hood peers who winning up, but like a real deal lady, you're not gonna find them in there.
They going there to get drunk.
Man, that junk ain't just for niggas who drink. That junk is for niggas looking for wee and coochie.
I mean,
Yeah, to get drunk and dance. Oh, man, look at man. It wasn't that. It's too many niggas in here. Then these niggas be shooting. You know what I'm talking about? But then I ain't ever come to the club like thinking to myself, I'm looking for a wife. I know ain't no wife in here. But you got people who, when they go out, they looking for like, maybe I'll beat my old lady tonight.
Definitely. Nah, I feel that. Nah, I feel what he's saying.
No, I'm my young ones too.
Oh, yeah.
Women too. I'm gonna meet me a man. Like nigga, you going to meet somebody. That's what you going out for. Come on, man. You think these women really were getting half naked like that just for you trying to garner some manner of attention? Man, they got people in there, they coming for both. They coming for casual, they coming for serious. They just come because you want to dance all night. Sweaty booty and coochie and nuts. That's the life you want to live. I'm straight on that. That wasn't my thing. You couldn't pay me to go to Waffle House. You want no damn Waffle House? Ain't nothing finer about Waffle House. If I was gonna be up at 3 o'clock in the morning, they would just sell crack.
So you was selling crack hungry, bro?
Nigga, I'm getting low, nigga. I'm not sitting there to my damn. I'm hungry. I want something to eat, nigga. Who care about food, nigga? I get this money. I eat in the morning. Need no food. I got reefer.
So you was hungry?
No, I wasn't hungry. I got reefer.
Yeah,
Shoot, I had an 8. I'm not going to none of them spots. I'm not leaving the spot.
There wasn't no food in there?
Need no food in there. I got reefer, Newports, Black and Miles.
Nah, that'll curb your appetite.
I'm straight.
You probably skinny too.
I mean, I was skinny my whole life before smoking. I mean, I was 150 pounds graduating high school. My food. I'm trying to get paid. All that extra stuff, you know what I'm talking about?
Eating that extra stuff.
At 3 o'clock in the morning, I ain't thinking about, boy, I want me some food. Ain't that not 3 in the morning I want to eat?
That's why we brought up Waffle.
I don't want no damn Waffle House. I don't want no Waffle House, no IHOP, no Denny's, no Crystals, no McDonald's. I don't want none of that. Okay, I know they do. That's the alcohol in you. I don't leave the trap and be hungry. I leave the trap, my pocket's on full. I'm feeling good. Matter of fact, I ain't left the trap. I've been here 7 days straight. They ain't even changed clothes. Oh, yeah, I was living like that. Boy, I ain't even going home. You understand me? 7 days, same clothes. Take a shower, put them clothes right back on. I'm out here, nigga. I live on the west side. I'm selling dope on the beach. I ain't going home. But you could drive across town. That's how you make money. Boy, I ain't going nowhere. Boy, I'm hungry like the werewolf of London. You understand me? Well, I'm not going nowhere. Slow on, Shaul, man. But that's the difference, though. That's what I'm telling you. Some people be out there, and you was just out here trying to be cool. Nigga, I was trying to make some money. Be cool for what? Be cool for what? Then if you making a little bit of change, because the difference with me is I ain't gonna tell no woman I got no money. I ain't got nothing. Well, you look how I ain't got nothing. I'm not telling you how I make my money. I'm not telling you how much money I got. That ain't none of your damn business. Nigga be quick to tell him, yeah, you know, I work at such and such. I make this amount of money. I'm not telling you that. What am I telling you that for? That ain't even on no robbery tip. Like, that ain't none of your damn business. Yeah, no, you got some dudes, man. They'll meet a woman. Yes, so I work in corrections, and I make about $75,000 a year. You know, I've been in that. Don't worry about how much money I got. I ain't got nothing. I ain't got nothing for you. You know what I'm talking about? Not now. No, boy, you don't go out here doing no stupid junk like that. That's goofy stuff. What's wrong with you? That's how people be living, man. Don't live your life like that. But yeah, no, that wasn't my thing, man. I just wanted some money, man. I ain't caring about no women, man. Give me the money. You know what I'm talking about? Because unless she finna go get me some money, what purpose is she gonna do? Because I don't care what you do when you're not in my presence. I ain't thinking about what you're doing. I ain't thinking about who you with, where you going. It's none of my concern. You know why? Because I can't control what you doing, where you going, and who you with when you're not right here in front of me. So why am I spending all my thought and my time worrying about where you going and what you doing and who you with? Why would I be doing that? That don't even make sense. See, some people hear that. Well, you don't care about it. You want to have a problem with a man. Because if a man worried about where you at, that means he calling you all the time. You know what I'm talking about? And if he calling you all the time, that's the nigga who'll put his hands on you. You know what I'm talking about? When you worry about where you going and who you with, and always calling you, trying to track your phone, pulling up where you think you might be at, that man a dude. Nigga who is overly concerned about where you at, you told him you at your mama house, he just pop up. Well, that nigga beat you up, boy. If you tell him you at your mama house and you wasn't around there, next time he see you, that nigga gonna hit you in your mouth. That nigga go to choke you, stop playing with me. I'm trying to tell you, man. I'm trying to tell you. I'm telling you what I know. I done seen it. I done seen that jump. Boy, I be like, damn, nigga, man, I gotta see what this whole at. For what? Man, nigga call me to me, hey, man, take me around. Man, I'm not taking you nowhere. You know what I'm talking about? I'm not participating in that. I'm not taking you nowhere. You know what I'm talking about? All that track a woman down. So, man, I'm not on that, bro. Man, look here, man. If she get that monkey away, what you gonna do about it? You know what I'm talking about? Boy, he done crashed out. I ain't crashing out. You know what I'm talking about? Man, I told you that, man, I was 19, man. I was fooling with this chick. She really was getting on my nerves. But the old head, when I was working at Lee's Chicken, man, he was like, man, where your old lady at? I'm like, nigga, I don't know. Who she with? I'm like, nigga, I don't know. And then he said, so why do you care? I'm like, nigga, I don't. You assumed I did. You know what I'm talking about? I don't care where she at. And I don't care what she doing. Because it ain't got nothing to do with me.
Lee's Chicken, I ain't heard that one.
Yeah, I work at Lee's Chicken on Bay Meadow, man. You know what I'm talking about?
Was it in
Talking about beef roll?
No, nigga. Lee's Chicken. It don't exist no more.
Oh.
Was it good?
Oh, so
Lee's Chicken
KFC
was a
the
jet.
first-
No, that was it. I was working at KFC. I know I had got fired from stealing from KFC. Lee's Chicken was the Jacksonville version of KFC.
So you fried mean chicken.
No. I was trying to steal a mean register. You understand me? Yeah, Jay. You can't crash out, man. Dudes be crashing out.
What? That boy
Don't tell us about the leaves, dog.
You work at Chicken Connects.
No, I ain't work at Lee's Chicken that long. That's the only thing I remember from working over there, man. But with that conversation with that old head, I'm like, they don't care. And I mean, it's not the care that you don't care about the person, but I can't overly concern myself with somebody when they're not in my presence on what they are doing because I can't control that. So I can't be concerned about things that are outside of my control. I can't control where you go. I can't control who you with. I can't control what you do. So I'm not going to obsess about something that I can't control because all that's going to do is drive you crazy. And then it's going to cause you to react violently because you're going to be angry and you're not going to be able to control that anger. And you're going to take that out on the object of that frustration and anger, which is that person. Because you upset that you can't control what they doing. And I already learned that. No, man, I would talk Pimmy, man. You don't do none of that, man. If she gonna be down with you, she gonna be down with you. And if she ain't, then oh well. And I used to tell some chick, man, I don't care what you do with it. As long as you come back with some bread, I don't care who you lay with. It make me don't never mind. Because if you were gonna lay with him, don't come back around me. You've been laying with dudes and you ain't breaking bread with me. Tell me how you done mess with this dude and that dude. Now, one thing I do know is if you in that type of situation with a chick, she'll try to make sure you can't be with no other chicks, though. She definitely be hating on the mother hoes and I try to beat them up and all that. But that's a whole nother scenario. But yeah, man, you young man, and you know you ain't finna marry no woman. You can't be doing all that. Hell, I ain't finna do that with my wife. I'm not tracking you. You know why? Because you know what you're supposed to do. So I'm not doing all that. You know what I'm talking about? Because I feel like Nip, man. Once you show signs of betrayal, you can't be my friend no more. You know what I'm talking about? You got to go. That's being in all. You think about that. It's only one person in life. Well, not one, because you might have more than one. That you should be worried about where they at and what they doing. And that's your turn. You know what I'm talking about? Grown adults, I can't be worried about where you at and what you doing. You know what I'm saying? But your children, they're the only people in life you need. You shouldn't be sitting right here. I wonder where my husband at. What difference does it make? You know what I'm talking about? At the end of the day, what difference does it make? Because if he was somewhere he wasn't supposed to be, what you could have did to stop it? See, I learned that early. That's her coochie. The Lord gave it to her. She can do what she wants to with it. It ain't mine. I can't take it off her. There was a skit where nigga like, give me your penis. You can't take her vagina off of it and put it in the bag and say you can't go out with it. You know what I'm talking about? You can't do that. I'm gonna tell you how to make your life easy. Yeah. You gotta put it.
Check it out.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Yeah, man. You can't live your life like that. It's stressful. Dang, Lee said her sister had a boyfriend like that, and she was definitely getting beat up. I'm telling you, because I don't fool with dudes who beat up on their old lady, so I already know the type of dude that'll hit their old lady. You know what I'm saying? Dude, pop up. I ain't talking about like, hey, I'm in the area, or I'm just gonna, you know what I'm saying, pull on you because I'm thinking you at home, and then I might call you and be like, dang, I had to pull up on you. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to see you in at the house. Oh no, I'm at such and such. Then he go and it's over with. See, you know, there's a difference from crazy nigga pop up and a regular nigga pop up. Because if he pull up thinking you might be to the house and then he hits you up, hey, man, you know, I was just sliding through. You know what I'm saying? And you like, oh, no, I'm at the mall. Because, see, the crazy nigga pop up, where you at? Who you with? How long you been there? When you coming back? That nigga crazy. I'm telling you, man. That nigga crazy. He could have asked you all them multiple questions back to back. He trying to be quiet so he can hear the background noise. That nigga crazy.
type of nigga you?
And I've been locked up. I've been in the street all type of niggas.
Squad in the background. What? I keep thinking about
Hey man, I'm telling you now. I'm trying to tell you now.
Sound like you definitely run some scandalous women.
Of course. Of course. Yeah, hey man, shoot, it ain't no wholesome women in the street. I can tell you that. Ain't no woman you'll be like, you know, I'd love for her to be the mother of my kids. It's like, damn, I got that whole pregnant. That's what that is. Y'all ain't been in the streets, so you don't know.
What about the functional crackhead?
I mean, functional crackheads are just them. We ain't talking about no crackheads. No, man, we talking about regular people.
That boy came out of blue up.
I ain't saying they're necessarily inherently bad people, but you got people who are emotionally imbalanced.
All the hood rats.
You know, this hood rat, man, let me tell you something, man. Yeah, you got to be a special type of fool to be living in Jacksonville, Florida, and think that women and sugar and spice and everything nice. Well, I knew these women were scandalous and sour before I got out of high school. Because, you know what I'm saying? Because I was watching what they were doing. So I'm looking like, damn.
But they be, you know.
Well, I jumped like a needle in a haystack. You find one, you lock on in. That's pretty much how that goes.
About, 2 out of 10.
That's horrible ratio, sir.
That is bad.
But no, come in.
No.
You can't backtrack. You got
No.
5 options, 3 that's
I don't get.
halfway.
No, ain't no halfway. You either out here or you ain't.
They be putting toe in the water.
No, ain't no toe in the water. You out here. See, that's a nigga that get Forrest Gump.
You can see, like,
He get Forrest Gump. You come around here taking care of an AIDS baby, thinking that's your baby. Because that wasn't Forrest, baby.
Man, go ahead on, bro. Get out, bro.
All these years.
Well, you thought I was doing baby,
I only seen that movie one time.
I named him Lil Forrest.
I thought I was his
Bro,
baby.
if you don't go ahead on.
Jenny didn't know who that baby belonged to.
I thought that was his baby, bro.
Watch it.
I watched it one
Boy,
time.
that woman was around here getting tossed, flossed,
Yeah, but
and roasted.
yeah, I know that.
And any nigga, and see, Forrest ain't wise enough to be like, man, hell no, this ain't my baby.
Because the whole took his virginity.
Said she did.
So I'm thinking when they met up again.
That's why it was easy for to drop the baby on him when she finna die.
She ain't called she was finna die, bro. The baby,
The
baby 5 years, 6 years.
Yeah, the baby 5 years old.
I
She
thought it was
finna,
5 years went by since they seen each other.
yeah, she finna die. Who the nigga I can drop my baby off to? Who gonna look out
That
for?
was
him?
the
So
whole
the
funny.
nigga didn't act like Forrest.
The Forrest niggas act like Forrest was retarded. The Jit was smart. That Jit was not retarded, bro. I'm just saying.
I ain't seen Forrest Gump in a long time, but I know this here, right? I knew that character. And if you believe that that baby was his,
Yeah, that's
boy, you on drugs.
Yeah, just go back and watch it.
Because that woman was the takeoff.
I ain't want to watch it.
She just gave him some coochie just because.
I've seen that movie several times.
Yeah,
I've seen that movie several times.
yeah, that jump was
She
tough.
didn't call them niggas and she was finna die. Cause she ain't had nobody to raise
That
them.
nigga Jada go stupid. That nigga say that was an AIDS baby. That woman had AIDS. She finna die. Let me drop my baby off to somebody. If that would have been a man of a sound mind, he would have swung on that hoe. I've been trying to love you since we were 5.
You gonna call me when it's Jit 6 talking about you had a son.
She was, but that is not my problem.
Yeah, she definitely was.
She was abused.
I'm not.
We're not discounting what led her to the pathway of life that she led down. But see, this is the thing, right? As a man, I'm not responsible for what happened to you in healing you through what happened to you. That's not my responsibility. Because yeah, you was abused, and you knew I loved you, and you knew I would be here while you went around the United States of America gallivanting, having sex with every man you saw. And then you think I'm supposed to just be, I know Forrest gonna be here. That's how she did him. As a man, you can't never go for no junk like that. Man, if you ain't what man, if you say if you didn't love me at my lowest, you can't love me at my diddliest. Don't come over here now. Yeah, don't come over here now. Hell no. How many of y'all would teach your son to sit back and take a woman who you've been loving since you were 7 and now she want to get with you when she 37? And you know she been out. This man watched her ride off on a bus, get to go get bang-a-lane by another man. He watched her drive away.
There's a lot of words.
What? It's too much word. I'll be here all night. Because that's a horrible situation. Because he wasn't of same mind, so he's not going to question that. Because he loved Jenny. So he ain't going to sit back and think that ain't my baby.
Whatever she brought, though,
he was going for it.
More than happy to take it.
Because he loved her. And I ain't mad at him because he loved her. He loved her since he was a child. You know what I'm talking about? But boy, you can't marry the town whore. You can't do that. You can't do that. You can't do that. That's why she ain't never stayed with him. That's my point. She couldn't bond with. She knew Forrest loved her. She hadn't been with too many men that bond with that boy, regardless of the fact that she had been abused. You know what I'm talking about? She had done gone way past the point to use abuse as a crutch, but how she was out here living. Man, that nigga was a part of a fake Black Panther party having sex with these people, man.
Man, stop.
You remember she was in there, that nigga swung on that dude?
It was like a fascist group.
A fascist group, a communist group. She went from movement to movement, getting ran through. Naked singer, all that. Bruh.
She needed somebody to take care of him. He came to take care of him, moved him into his nice house.
Because he loved her. He was, and it wasn't even on no, he wasn't doing that for no sex or nothing. He genuinely cared about this woman. And she knew that. And she used that to her advantage. Because in reality, she didn't never give a damn about that boy. She didn't never care about that man. And her behavior showed it. Because she only came around there to him when it was convenient and beneficial for her. She got used. You know what I'm talking about?
Every time outside the time she was sick, he found her.
Straight up. She never went looking for him. When she was finna die. Outside of that, she ain't give a damn. I already know it. She don't know who that baby belonged to. Man,
he was rich.
Man, when you having that much sex, man, that nigga was, hey, look here. That boy was so rich, and she still didn't come looking for him after he got paid. She still didn't want to fool with him.
She probably didn't know he was rich. She didn't care. That was your point. She didn't even care.
She didn't even care. That's Forrest. Run, Forrest, run. That's all he wanted her. How could she be sexually attracted to a man like that? Just because, see, that's that female, but he loved her, but she wasn't sexually attracted to him. So it didn't matter how much he cared about her. She wasn't ever going to be with him. He didn't get her moist. She went after all the men, you know what I'm saying? Mike Water, Mike Douglas. That's what Jay just said. She felt sorry for him. He got pity coochie. That wasn't no volunteer. You get my engines running, come knock me down, coochie. He ain't even wise enough to know that. He ain't even know what to do. That boy was done before he even got started. That's why you got to teach your sons better, man. Don't you go out and be no baby male saying, man, nothing like that. Don't you be no fool. Who would tell you don't do no junk like that? I mean, he may have been slow, but he is emblematic of what happens to a lot of dudes all across this country, that they have desires and eyes for a woman who don't like them like that. And they put up with a lot of stuff from that woman in hopes that she'll be with him because he love her, but she don't like him. That's why that you know, they always post that clip of that pimp when he said, hey, man, don't pick the woman that you like, pick the woman who like you. You know what I'm talking about? Because when you pick the woman who like you, then your engagement would have gonna be different. When you pick the woman that you like, you're gonna have to spend all your days proving to her why she should be with you, and that's not a good position for a man to be in.
He could have comprehended that. He just ain't had nobody to teach him. He was raised by him home.
Yeah, he had no man around.
His daddy left him with her.
And it really wasn't that he was slow. He was oblivious to life.
No one taught him, bro.
He did have him.
everything that people did teach him, he was great at. Anything that someone took time.
He was a great soldier. He was great at shrimping. He was great at ping pong. He was great at football.
Anytime somebody stopped and taught him how to do something,
he mastered it. He's what you would call an idiot savant. You know what I'm saying? He's a very talented individual, but when it comes to everyday life, he's just floating. He has no idea what's going on. You know what I'm talking about?
Look at stuff and get it. No,
he didn't pick up on social cues.
Yeah.
He didn't pick up on none of that. He didn't understand human behavior, interaction, or nothing. If I fool with you, then I fool with you. See, with Bubba Gump, I fool with you.
Yes.
Lieutenant Dan, I fool with you. You disrespect anybody I care about, I'm going to take you out. You know what I'm talking about? It's how, simple, man. You know what I'm talking about?
That's why I'm saying that. If somebody would have just put him on game, it wasn't even that serious. And she just used and abused the fact that she knew he was like that.
That's Eric said that's they be saying love is blind. Niggas got to be blind not to see how much of a thought she was. And the reason why she was like that because her daddy was touching on her. And you know he wanted to kill the daddy.
Yeah.
And that's unfortunate. And we're not trying to minimize the fact that woman was abused, but that's the hallmark. See, it's funny, right? Is that in this society, a woman to tell you, we not trauma centers for broken men. I ain't your therapist, but you expect a man to do that for you. You expect him to carry your baggage, but you say you don't want to carry his. Hell no, I ain't carrying yours. Carry it for what? No, I ain't doing that. You know why? Because he's not going to be mentally and emotionally equipped to deal with that. Do you understand what level of mental and emotional fortitude you got to have to be able to handle somebody else's trauma? To help them wade through it? Because this is the part that people, this being serious, right? You still a human being, right? So you got stuff you dealing with in your own life. And you got to have the skill to wade through what you're dealing with in your own life and then be able to handle and explain and talk to somebody about what they got going on in their life. And that's what I meant. That's why a lot of pastors be killing themselves. Because they got their stuff they dealing with too. So everybody coming in with their stuff, but 9 times out of 10, they're not going to have nobody wrong. That's why people say, I get drained. It's not that you're drained from talking to people what they got going on. You're not meant to be that burden. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, that's why, you know what I'm saying, emotionally equipped to carry what they, because that's the part that you forget about. The person who you talking to is still a human. So they got stuff they dealing with. You know what I'm talking about? So see, to you, about what they got going on and help you with what you got going on at the same time. Because you got something going on, so it's clearly you can't help him or help her. That's clear. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's why I always told you, that's why you got to go to Yahuwah first.
Yeah. And I'm thinking like you were saying, the preacher, if you ain't got the gospel for real, meaning
it's going to break
faith for real.
It's going to break it.
Because
get what? And that's not to say, because remember, we didn't read it last night, what he told him he had to endure.
Harder.
You know what I'm saying? Pause. He had to endure harder. You know what I'm talking about? To be a good soldier. Go back. Tell him what hardness is in that passage, what that means in the Greek. 2 Timothy chapter 2, y'all. Think about verse 3. I mean, it's a difficult endeavor. But I done told this before. The thing when it comes to, most people think that, you know what I'm saying, a preacher is not a human being.
Yeah, that's to undergo hardship, to be afflicted, to endure afflictions, to suffer
endure
trouble.
Afflictions, to suffer.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So he has to have the ability to persevere through suffering, just like the Lord did. You know what I'm talking about? And this is a part of the self-control and the virtue and the knowledge. Because remember, he say in Acts 14:22, what that we all got to suffer tribulation to enter into the kingdom of Alahym. So then when you go to looking at like what Paul was writing about an apostle, the apostle's going to suffer more affliction than anybody.
That's right.
To show a pattern. That's my baby. Hey, bring me my baby. Because he talked, that's why Paul say, I esteem in necessities. I esteem in my infirmities. That while I'm weak, that I can be, because he say, my grace is sufficient for you. For my strength is made perfect in weakness. See, you got to actually have to work, because it's not to say that you not going to have periods where your flesh will come in and be like, man, bump this junk. You know what I'm saying? See, the difference is why you may not think that is because most people who don't preach gonna wear their afflictions and emotions on their sleeve. I done told you this before. Somebody who do, they can't do that because they're a leader of men, and people not gonna follow you if you walk around here with your feelings on your sleeve. When Mashiach was going through what he was going through, did that man walk around with that on his sleeve? He didn't even inform them men other than, well, I'm exceedingly sorrowful even unto death. And he only told 3 of them. You know what I'm talking about? Then he told them, man, come up here with me, man, while I pray. And what did they do? He said, y'all couldn't even watch with me for 1 hour because most people are not equipped to be able to walk with the individual in that position while they're dealing with whatever they're dealing with, because you're going to be more worried about what you got going on. That you're not going to be able to focus on him. That's why he got to go to Yahuwah. So that's why I said, that's why I told you that these niggas talking about they getting burnt out, he can't have the spirit. He folded like that, he can't have it. Because the first thing he would go do is go to the man who's dwelling in him. Because if you burning out, how you get burnt out from a job you got hired to do from heaven? And 9 times out of 10, you probably sought that job. Because like I said, he said, if you desire the office of a bishop, you desire a good thing. So that's not a negative. If you want to be a preacher, that's not a negative. But if you sought the job, did you even understand? Did you count the cost? Did you even count the cost? Did you understand? Or you just want to, I just want to drop some precepts so y'all can see how nice I am. Oh yeah, man, you need to go sit down somewhere. Because at the end of the day, ain't nobody gonna really give a damn about you. If you gonna be, ain't nobody, not to say that they don't care about you, but ain't nobody gonna be concerned about what you got going on. Nobody's gonna care. You know why? Because they looking for you. I need this, and this. That's why I was telling you had to, I think you should No, I was telling Travis. That's why I said when Cub was talking about should preachers get paid, and then how he broke, it was atrociously horrible. You know what I'm saying? But the premise was absolutely correct. You know what I'm talking about? Because that's why Paul said it's a light thing. I done sown unto you spiritual thing. That's why, but also that's why he say I leave it free. Because you wouldn't even know. Man, the apostle would go, Paul was going through it. You know what I'm talking about? That man was going through it, and he did not let any of that affect what he had to go do. And when I say going through it, I'm talking about not on some more emotional turmoil. This man, homeless, naked, broke. This man went to prison. Niggas stoned him.
Yeah, that word 4 times, and it's for hardness, trouble, affliction. That's all in Timothy too.
Yeah, when he write, because he was telling Timothy, because Timothy was a preacher. Yeah. So he tried to let Timothy know, hey, boy, this is what it is, man. You got to make sure, boy, you can ride. You understand me? You got to make sure you can ride what you're signing up for, man. These people not going to like you. And then on top of that, Yahuwah going to test and prove and try you to keep you, take you through the fire, make sure you pure on the other side because you working for him. So he got to keep you on point. All that thing is just life gonna be great and smooth. That's that doggone real preachers of Atlanta type stuff you see on TV. Them niggas don't work for the Lord.
They got their reward.
They don't work for the Lord. Because you don't read that in the text. You dig? Or these preachers just walking around and everything just lovely and they pay. You know the only ones you read about that for? Those who were greedy for filthy lucre. Those who made merchandise of the people. You know what I'm talking about? Those who prophesy for reward. Those who tell the people what they want to hear. Man, if you preach the word for real, man, ain't nobody going to give you nothing. They ain't even going to like you. You ain't even going to have that many people rolling with you. They ain't going to like, they ain't like the Lord. They like you, though. Okay. Everybody loves Chris looking boy. Let's go over here, man. 2 Peter. Which one we on? We were talking about patience, right? Give me Romans 5, man. 5 one more time. I don't think I got what I wanted out of Romans 5. Let me look and see. Joanne. I'm going to you.
Verse,
no, back it up. I want to read verse 1 on down one more time.
It said, therefore, being justified by faith, we have peace.
So now you're being made righteous by faith. So now you got shalom or a covenant of peace with Alahym. Go ahead.
With Alahym through the Master Yahushua Mashiach, by whom also we have access by faith into this grace wherewith we stand and rejoice in hope of the esteem of Alahym.
Go ahead.
And not only so, but we esteem in tribulation.
You esteem in what?
Tribulation.
So he said they take glory in having trouble. Why? Because tribulation does what?
Also knowing that tribulation work patience.
Tribulation works patience. What did patience just say? What patience was? Steadfastness. So trouble increases faith. It's the same thing Peter said, that your trial of your faith is more precious than gold. Go ahead.
It's saying patience, experience.
So now tell them what experience is, because we know yada would be the Hebrew word for experience.
Oh. Dokami, that is a test. Trustiness, proof.
Approving
Trial.
Approving trial. So now the tribulation bring to what? It work what? Patience.
Mm-hmm.
And patience bring forth a proven trial. So now you have the ability to endure the trial. Go ahead.
And experience hope.
Experience what?
Hope.
So we know in Hebrew that's batak. That's an expectation of reward. Go ahead. And hope make not what?
Ashamed.
Mm.
And hope make him not ashamed, because the love of Alahym is shed abroad in our hearts by the Ruach HaKodesh, which is given unto us.
See, that's good, right? So of course you know he that there's a chief cornerstone. He that believe on him shall not be ashamed. See, all those things will bring forth the greatness of faith, and you won't be left looking stupid. But see, nobody don't want the trouble. You want an easy life. I'm telling you, man. Well, you know the saying that the old white folks like to say, smooth seas ain't never made a skillful sailor. We don't really know your character when everything good. We only gonna know your character when things don't go the way you want. That's when you'll find out your character. When adversity comes, I've been telling you that for years, because I learned that at an early age. You want to see somebody's character, see them in adversity, and you'll see everything you need to know. You don't really know a woman till you see her deal with some adversity. You don't know what you're dealing with. You know what I'm talking about? You don't know a man till you see. See, you know what a lot of women want to see a man if he's dealing with adversity? You want him to react to adversity like you do. Crying, talking, acting all crazy, telling every damn body. A man of strength ain't going to say nothing. You ain't going to know he dealing with no adversity. You ain't supposed to know. That means if you know, that means nine times out of 10, he don't really know how to handle it. You know what I'm talking about? That don't mean that he's not dealing with it. It's just that he's not finna walk around and you can see it on his face. Because guess what? If he's supposed to be the rock of his family and you see he can't handle adversity well, guess what you finna start doing? And that just ain't with women. If a man's the head, if you're a general in the army and you know you got a great attack coming on you and the general starts freaking out, every soldier know, nigga, we finna die. Now, let's say you make it out of that situation. No one will trust that general ever again. That don't mean he ain't nervous. Hell, y'all done seen it. I just use this because it's something that you can refer to because you done seen it. You done seen 300. Man, that man knew them niggas were finna die. But he didn't let them see that fact that he know damn well we finna die. He already knew they finna die. But he got to make sure that these men have the courage and the fortitude to stand up, boy, and we finna go. Can't show no fear. Can't do none of that. That just sound good. You know, you got to be emotionally intelligent. Nigga, what am I talking about it for? What the hell is that going to do? The problem's still there. I got to fix it. Talking about it ain't going to get it fixed. What am you ain't no damn therapist. What I'm talking about it for? I ain't talking about emotional pain. I'm talking about there's an issue. I got to figure it out. I got to overcome it. I got to beat it. I got to make something work. Unless we talking about how I can overcome that, what's the point of talking about it for? And if I've already figured out what it is to do, ain't nothing to talk about. I just got to do it. So when you're looking at the word, what's the point of talking about tribulation and persecution? You already know what to do. So it ain't nothing to talk about. Unfortunately, it has to be just like the slogan that Phil Knight has coined and made billions of dollars off of. You just got to do it. You got to handle that. You got to man up, gird up your loins like a man, and handle your business. You know what I'm talking about? And let Yahuwah take care of the rest. That's all you can do. Because all that walking around whining and complaining, especially if it's a situation you created, nigga, you got to correct it and figure it out. That's just part of being a man. You know what I'm talking about? I know it sounds harsh and it seems like it's uncaring, but that's just the reality of life. Nigga got to figure that junk out. Sitting around talking about it is not helping. It's not going to help. Because I still got to go face this Lord willing tomorrow. So me talking about it ain't going to help. All it's going to do is to be a constant reminder of what it is. And if you're not built for that type of stuff, you're going to put extra stress on your shoulders. But you thinking you making it better, but let's just talk about it. Ain't nothing to talk about. If I got a $5,000 hole, nigga, I got to figure out a way to get out of that $5,000 hole. That's it. Talking about a $5,000 hole, it's not going to change the fact I need 5 G's, nigga. And if you ain't coming up with me to get 5 G's, I don't want to talk about it, nigga. I'm trying to figure out how to get the bread without going to prison. You know what I'm talking about? Like straight up and down. That's the reality of I got to make something happen. Talking about something don't make nothing happen. It don't. It's just, we talked about it though. So what we going to do to get these 5 bands? You want to talk about it? That's when niggas just like, man, let me go get my liquor, man. I'm finna go get drunk. And I ain't saying that because that's how y'all is with each other. You know what I'm saying? It's not a negative thing. That's just how y'all live. But as men, he can't afford to do that. If you're on a job site, right, especially if you, depending on what you do for a living on a job site, and there's a problem on the job site, niggas is not doing no talking. Niggas is sitting around trying to put their head together how to correct this problem. You ever seen an electrician and that's a problem? Nigga don't want to talk because if he don't figure it out, somebody gonna die. If he got these wires wrong and this stuff ain't wired correctly, talking about, it's kind of frustrating me, man. That man trying to figure out, boy, how can I make sure that don't nobody die when they flip this light switch? I don't have time for that. When the damn toilet overflooding, the plumber ain't got no time to talk about how he feel while I got to figure out how to stop that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to talk. Because if I don't, this house gonna flood. That what happened when Jimmy hit that. But we ain't got time to talk. We ain't got time to be upset. We got to figure out how can we get this damn water off before it flood this house. That's it. See, when stuff happens, that's when you panic. See, when you panic, what they tell you when you're swimming, that's the one thing you ain't supposed to do. Because what happened when you panic? You finna drown. When you get caught in a riptide, y'all, everybody from Florida, so you should know. Except for you, nigga. You ain't from. But I bet you might have learned it. You've been at the beach. You know what I'm talking about? What they tell you what happened when you get in a riptide? What they tell you to do? They tell you to swim parallel, and they tell you to just relax and let it take you where it takes you. Because when you try to fight to swim against it, you're gonna drown. But see, the reason why they tell you this here, because if you remember that, then you won't panic. You looking crazy. You ain't never heard that before? Oh, yeah, you get caught up in a riptide. They tell you you don't swim against a riptide. You're going to drown.
Just like when they call lose control.
You know what I'm saying? They just tell you to they just tell you to swim parallel or just go with the tide. That's why you ain't supposed to take your silly behind out there to the beach and going 10, 15 feet offshore. But people do it, though. If you're not surfing, why are you going way out there? You're not finna beat them currents. But see, if you pay attention, they give you riptide warnings. Matter of fact, they tell you, hey, man, don't get in that water. It's currents out there. Yeah, they have all that. They tell you, oh, man, how you been living in Florida all you don't know that? Oh, you don't need to go to the beach, baby. Jay said she lost a couple family members like that trying to fight that water. Because you're not going to beat it. Boy, Yahuwah done told you, boy, them waves crash up against the ground, boy, and the ground never lose. You ain't beating them waves, man. You're not beating them waves. Just relax. You can't panic. See, panic is a sign of doubt. That's why people, when they faith get tested and they go to panicking, that's doubt. You wasn't really solid for real. You can't panic. You know what I'm talking about? Because when you panic, you're frantic. When you're frantic, you can't think straight. When you can't think straight, you make emotional choices. And then who knows what's going to happen. That's why you can't afford to ever be in your feelings. That's why you can't afford to be in your flesh. You'll make the wrong choice. Because your flesh value things that don't matter. That's right. You know what I'm talking about? That's what the Lord was trying to tell you. That's why he said the flesh profit nothing. You ain't going to get no gain from what make you feel good. You ain't going to get no gain from it. That's why he was trying to tell us that. We don't ever pick up what he was putting down. Because all we talking about is law, and we the people of the book. What you stupid? That means you ain't added these things to your faith. Speaking of which, give me James 1:3 one more time. What else you had? What else y'all had? That was it. James 1 and 3.
Knowing this, that the trying of your faith work patience, but let patience have perfect work, that you may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing.
See, he said, let your steadfastness have a perfect work, and you'll be entire, and you won't lack nothing. Which means that you can be an offering that can be offered on his altar, because he said you can't offer none that's lacking his parts. And then what he said? Go ahead.
If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of Alahym.
Let him do what?
If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of Alahym.
Why?
That give to all liberally.
Liberally. Tell him what liberally means. Joanne, come on over here.
That's hapos, simply, openly, frankly, sincerely, bountifully.
So he gives wisdom in abundance if you ask him for it. What is wisdom? That's skill. So when you asking for wisdom, you asking for what to do and when to do it. That's what wisdom is. We need to stop looking at wisdom as something that is something just some information. Wisdom is what to do and when to do it. A lot of people don't have wisdom because they don't know what to do and they don't know when to do it. So then they fail mightily. Continue.
And upbraid not, and it shall be given him. But let him ask in faith, nothing wavering.
Let him ask in what?
In faith.
Nothing what?
Wavering.
Why?
For he that wavers like a wave of the sea, driven with the wind and tossed.
That's right.
For let not that man think that he shall receive anything of the Lord.
Because you ain't staying fast, he ain't giving you nothing.
A double-minded man, unstable in all his ways.
See, this is the thing, right? You can't go to Yahuwah asking for stuff and you ain't been faithful and loyal in anything he asked you to do and expect to get something in return. You can't go to Yahuwah asking for something and then you don't even believe that he can do it. Why would he do it? Why would he do it? See, we all want Yahuwah to do stuff for us, but we don't want to do nothing for him. You know what that is? That's the works of an imperious, whorish woman. That's what that is. That's Ezekiel. Ain't that what that is? That's Ezekiel. Come on back to Second Peter chapter 1, man. What's the next thing we need to add? We need to add some godliness. Tell them what godliness is by definition.
That's Eusebia, that's reverence, respect, piety towards Alahym.
So that means you need to have the fear of God in you. So he said, once you've added your steadfastness, your loyalty, your unwavering, unbreakable, unshakable faith in Alahym, after you added self-control, which after you add the knowledge of God, which after that you had added a good mind, valor, now you need to add the fear of God. Now we could be here all day reading about men who feared Yahuwah. So that's self-explanatory. You know how we know the son feared God? Because he got up on the stake and died. You know how we know Abraham feared Yahuwah? Because he left everybody that he knew and he went to the place that he told him to go. We know how David feared Yahuwah. Look at how he conducted himself completely. Killing Saul showed David feared Yahuwah. Because his point of killing Saul was, I won't stretch my hand forth on Yahuwah's anointed. That means he feared God. See, most people don't have no respect and reverence. What's the next thing he said you got to add from godliness? Brotherly kindness. Jonathan and David. Tell them what brotherly kindness is by definition.
That's Philadelphia, bro.
That's Philadelphia. You know, Philadelphia was the only congregation that Yahusha ain't had no beef with. He did, because he ain't throw him under the bus. He showed them, but they ain't show him brotherly love.
Or seek revenge.
Yeah, they thought he was. He showed brotherly love. Judah them didn't. They were like, shoot, let's kill him. You know what I'm talking about? That's why people be turning around, be talking about that David was gay. Talking about they love surpassed women. You know why that? Because for a lot of these beta male sent manginas, they couldn't even understand that a man to have his love for his brother that's greater than the love for his wife. Because your wife ain't gonna shed no blood for you, and your wife ain't gonna take no bullet for you. That's the difference. A man's supposed to be able to look at the men who to the left hand and to the right and know that these men will lay their life down for them. Nigga know their old lady ain't dying for them. And we done talked about that before. And we ain't expecting her to. She gonna find another man to go be with. She not finna die for you. That's why he say greater love have no man in this, that a man lay his life down for his friends. Nigga, that's a love a woman can never compete with, because you not going to do that. And we know you not going to do it. If it come down to me and you dying, you going to expect for me to step in front of that bullet for you. You ain't going to step in front of it for me. Matter of fact, most women would clown a man for allowing his woman to step in front of her, but he ain't no protector. Now, she could have really said, no, I'll take a bullet for him. I love him that much, I'll die for him. But the world going to look at him like he a sucker. You ain't supposed to let her did that. How was I going to stop her from jumping in front of a bullet? Did you think this is the movies? No, that's not how real life works. You notice how they like to show it in the movies? No, slow motion. No, that's not how that works. You know what I'm saying? You know how many men walking around out here knowing the niggas who with him ain't gonna kill nor die for him? That's horrible. And we ain't talking about on no hard stuff, man. Paul, you know what I'm saying? No super gangster stuff, man. You just talking about knowing like this here, man. That's my brother. I love him. Boy, I'm not gonna let nobody do nothing to him. When it gets his own daddy for his homeboy, it costs him his life. Let me tell you something, man. A lot of women don't know this one here, right? Unless you know what I'm saying, unless you hood. Niggas already knowing. Well, if you with a nigga, man, and it's going down and it be like, boy, 3 of y'all and there's 15 of them niggas, man, nigga knowing, boy, we just gonna have to get whooped together. You know what I'm saying? A lot of women gonna slide. Oh, no, girl.
Oh, and she got caught slipping about 10. I said, bro, I just gotta take it with you.
Yeah, that's your nigga, and that's your home. Boy, it's been plenty of situations, boy. Me and my nigga went around like, hey, boy, if it go down, boy, we gonna have to squabble together. If we get whooped, I can't leave you. See, he ain't my friend no more. Don't you know that's what the Marines say? No man left behind. No, you don't leave your homeboy behind, man. Because get what? If we all can't get away, then we all gotta stay. Yeah, if we all can't get away, now if we all getting away and you get caught, that's on you. You know what I'm talking about?
That's what happened though. Like I got away, she got caught because his mom's caught up to him. They clipped him. They started stumping him, so I just went back.
Well, see, you kept it 100 because I know you got caught. I ain't gonna let you wear that one by yourself, but we know why he got caught. That boy wasn't living right. No, man, I ain't talking about living right with the Lord. I'm talking about that boy was living foul. Y'all already know that. You know that boy was making bad decisions and bad moves. That even in not in the word that ain't nobody co-signing. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about? That's all that was. That caught up with him.
Probably what Ellison go back.
Because he knew.
He saw 10 bodies.
He did that too. That was an extra motivator.
Yeah.
Shoot, that nigga brought that on himself. That's what he was thinking.
That's what he get.
That's what he get. He should have did that too. And that's probably what he said when he seen it.
Yeah.
You know what you was out here doing, boy? Shoot, nigga, you know he gonna exactly about 20 of them niggas. Shoot. But that was his real motivation. He knew what that boy was doing. And he said, boy, I don't care about taking a whooping, but I ain't taking a whooping for him. You know what I'm saying? That just show you that he wasn't he friends like that.
No.
You know what I'm saying? That's all that means. Because I done told you, y'all had mercy on the soul, man. Lil E used to do all type of stuff, man. We'd come around that nigga be like, come on, bro. You dead wrong, bro. You got us around here, coming around here, man. Niggas could die. Us would be an all-out brawl and you out of pocket. They be like, come on, man. But it ain't on some junk like you gonna leave him up here to get done up. You just more so, damn, bro, don't put me in the type of position. Because I got a ride for you. I'm going to tell you about yourself when we get back to the house, but now I got a ride for you. You don't put me in a bad spot about some junk you doing and you wrong. Nah, man. That ain't what you want. Let's look at the next thing. What it is, civic charity. Tell them what charity is, man.
That's agape. That's affection, goodwill, love, benevolence, brotherly love.
See, that's what them sissies, they like to talk about. That's that agape. Who? Well, you
agape love, bro.
I'm trying that agape love, man. You gonna talk about? Well, you gotta remember, right? When you look at agape love in Roman culture, that man boy love. That's why I said that. You know what I'm talking about? That agape was, you know what I'm saying? What kind of love that was again, man?
That's affection, goodwill, love, benevolence, brotherly love.
See, benevolence. See, this is it's for us. It's just a hob, which is love. Period. Ain't no classifications. They hit you to see in the Greek. It's 4 types of love. We don't care nothing about that. And the Hebrew is 1. A hob. That's all we need. You know what I'm saying? And he say, right, for these things being you and abound, they make neither barren nor unfruitful in the knowledge of our Lord Yahushua HaMashiach. But he that lack these things is blind. So guess what? You blind if you do not have these things, which means you can't be a priest to offer no bread, and you can't be no sacrifice because you're blind, because you are without what? Virtue, meaning without valor and a good mind. You ain't got the knowledge of God. You ain't got no self-control. You ain't steadfast. You don't got the fear of God. You don't got no love for your brother, and you ain't got no love, period. You blind. You can't make no sacrifices. You got blemish on you. And he's going to tell you that. He said, but he that lack these things is blind and cannot see afar off, and have forgotten that he was purged from his old sins. Wherefore, the rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure. For if you do these things, you shall never fall. For so an entry shall be served unto you abundantly in the everlasting kingdom of our Lord and Savior, Yahushua HaMashiach. Now, let's come to one more thing. I was talking about, obviously, the high priest came marrying no whore earlier. And, of course, most of y'all who've been around here for a long time, y'all already know the answer to this statement. I got you. It's in Ezekiel 44. And I'm going to pick this up at about verse 15 to go through everything because we're talking about, why you staring at me like that? You want to fight? You want to go? You trying to go? Ezekiel 44 and 15. But the priests, the Levites, the sons of Zadok, that keep the charge of my sanctuary, when the sons of Yasharal went astray from me, they shall come near to me to minister unto me, and they shall stand before me to offer unto me the fat and the blood, saith Yahuwah Alahym. They shall enter into my sanctuary, they shall not come near to my tabernacle, my table, to minister unto me, and they shall keep my charge. And it shall come to pass, when they enter in at the gates of the inner court, they shall be clothed with linen garments, and no wool shall come upon them while they minister in the gates of the inner court and within. They shall have linen bonnets upon their heads. They shall have linen breeches upon their loins. They shall not gird with anything that calls sweat. And when they go forth into the utter court to the people, they shall put off their garments wherein they ministered, and lay them in the Kadash chambers, and they shall put on other garments, and they shall not sanctify the people with their garments. Neither shall they shave their heads, nor suffer their locks to grow long. They shall only poll their heads. So for those of you who are not aware, when you see Paul say that it's a shame for a man to have long hair and all that good old stuff he was talking about, this is where it come from. Because you know why? Because I was going to get to something. I just ain't got to it. Go ahead and get me 1 Peter chapter 2, right? I need you to move with haste. I need 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 4. I need you to grab me as Exodus chapter 19 and verse 1. And then I need somebody after that to get me Revelation chapter 1 and verse 3. If I were talking too fast, you know what I'm saying? Speed up the edge. Come on with it.
To whom cometh a living stone, disallowed indeed of men, but chosen of Alahym, precious. Right. You also as lively stones are built up a spiritual house.
This is 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 4, right? Or you in 5? I'm in 5 now. Verse 5, come on.
You also as lively stones are built up a spiritual house.
Built up a what?
A spiritual house.
A what?
Spiritual house. Okay. Kadash priesthood. To offer
Kadash what?
Priesthood.
A Kadash what?
Priesthood. Okay. To offer up spiritual sacrifices.
Offer up what?
Spiritual sacrifices.
Acceptable.
To Alahym by Yahushua HaMashiach.
Go ahead. Because how are they acceptable? When you go back and look in the law, the Levites brought the sacrifices and gave it to who? They gave it to the high priest to do it. Same thing.
Wherefore also it is contained in the scripture, behold, I lay in Zion a chief cornerstone, elect, precious, and he that believe on him shall not be confounded. Unto you therefore which believe, precious, but unto them which be disobedient, the stone which the builders disallowed, the same is made the head of the corner.
That's right.
And a stone of stumbling and a rock of offense, which stumble at the word, being disobedient, whereunto also they were appointed. But you, a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, Kadash nation, a peculiar people, that you should show forth the praises of him who have called you out of darkness into his marvelous light, which in time past not a people.
Oh, that's good. I don't need no more of that. Exodus 19:1. Listen to it.
It said, the 3rd month when the children of Yasharal were gone forth out of the land of Mizraim, the same day came they, the wilderness of Sinai. For they departed from Rephidim and were come to the desert of Sinai and had pitched in the wilderness, and they were there. Yasharal was camped before the mount. And Moses went up into Alahym, and Yahuwah said unto him out of the mountain, saying, this you will say unto the house of Jacob, and tell the children of Yasharal, You have seen what I did to the Mizraim, and I bear you on eagle's wings and brought you out to myself. Now, therefore, if you obey my voice indeed,
you shall be what?
And keep my covenant,
And you shall be
then
what?
you shall be a peculiar treasure.
And what else?
Unto me above all people.
And what else?
And for all the earth is mine. And ye shall be unto me a kingdom of priests.
A kingdom of what?
A priest.
Of what?
A priest. And a Kadash nation.
That's good, right? So, kingdom of priests, priests that offer up spiritual sacrifices. Give me Revelation 1 and 3, man. Give me Revelation 5 and
Baruch is he that read and they that hear the words of this prophecy and keep those things which are written therein, for the time at hand.
Go ahead.
John to the 7 assemblies which are in Asia. Mercy be unto you and shalom from him which is and which was and is which is to come, and from the 7 ruachs which are before his throne, and from Yahushua HaMashiach, the faithful witness.
The faithful who?
Witness.
What else he do?
The first begotten of the dead.
What else?
And the prince of the kings of the earth.
And what else?
Unto him that loved us and washed us from our sins in his own blood.
What else?
And he have made us kings and priests unto Alahym.
He made you what?
Kings and priests.
He made you what?
Kings and priests unto Alahym and his Abba. To him esteem and dominion forever and ever.
Revelation 5 and 6, man, on general principle. I didn't want another witness to tell you that he done made you kings and priests. So if you kings and priests, just like what Peter just stated, that means that all this stuff we read about them priests and Leviticus, that'll pertain to you, son. Go ahead.
It said, and I beheld, and lo, in the midst of the throne and the 4 beasts, in the midst of the elders stood a lamb, as it had been slain, having 7 horns and 7 eyes, which are the 7 ruachs of Alahym sent forth into all the wrath. And he came and took the book of the right hand of him that sat upon the throne. And when he had taken the book, the 4 beasts and the 24 elders fell down before the Lamb, having every one of them harps, golden vials, full of odors, which are the prayers of the saints. And they sung a new song, saying, Thou art worthy to take the book and to open the seals thereof, for you were slain and have redeemed us to Alahym by the blood out of every kindred and
every tongue and every what?
Every people and nation.
And made us.
Has made us unto our Alahym.
What?
Kings and priests.
He made us unto us what?
Kings and priests.
He made us what?
Kings and priests. And we shall reign on the rock.
That's good. So all this stuff right here, that pertains to you. So when he said neither shall they suffer their hairs nor suffer their locks to grow long, that's why Paul can write that. That's why he can write that. See, some people, are you stretching that? That's not in the Torah. Torah, these nuts, nigga. You know what I'm talking about? Either you believe the whole text or you don't. Where you think Ezekiel getting it from? Ezekiel 44 and 20. Because understand something, right? This referring to the kingdom of heaven. This is the kingdom of God. He said his priest can't walk around here like that. Take it for what you want. See, this is the difference, right? Because this is what a lot of people think. I don't give a damn how you wear your hair, cuz. I don't care if your hair go all the way to the back of your calves. Don't make me no never mind. You know what I'm talking about? Because you got to deal with that with him. I just let you know where we stand with it. I don't care what you do. See, this is the difference with a lot of people in the word. You think somebody care about what you doing to the point that it's just obsessing in their brain. We got to prove these brothers. I don't care what you do, bro. Do what you want to do. You know what I'm talking about? This is what we do over here. You do what you want to over there. I ain't gonna be like, you wicked bastard. Look at your hair. I don't care about that. You got bruises to get it fitted. Women got pants on. I don't care. That's them. You know what I'm saying? They ain't got nothing to do with what we doing. Look at them. They got the titties out all the time. Man, look here, man. You got some brothers congregate. I'm telling you, boy, I told you about the brother say, man, he had met these chicks in the word. He was talking about a dude that was in Big Mama's house. He was like, man, that's how you let them women move? Because they had a lot of skin out. I'm talking about shoulder blades everywhere. Top titty, side titty, bottom titty, short skirts, not just kneecap. I'm talking about quads. Yeah, you can see quads. You know what I'm talking about? He was like, man, what's going on over here? You got some people, man, they let them women do that. They don't care about none of that. And then you go some other spot, boy, them women ain't showing nothing. No arms, no forearms, no none of that. You know what I'm talking about? No back of the leg, no top of the kneecap, none of that. Like you ain't seeing nothing. You know what I'm saying? And the boys is not with none of that. If you don't like it, you can slide. Because see, the problem is most people think that the people who run assemblies are supposed to bend over backwards to accommodate people's feelings. I'm going to tell you something about the Lord. I seen a white man say it this morning, and he put it very beautifully. He said the Lord was not a nice man. He was kind, but he was not a nice man. You know what I'm saying? Because you know why? Nice people care about your feelings. You know what I'm talking about? Nice people care about your feelings. The Lord don't care about your feelings. You know what I'm saying? He don't care if your feelings hurt. He don't care if you're upset. He don't care. See, we think that being nice is being kind. And they're not mutually exclusive. Because most nice people are pushovers because they care about people's feelings. Most kind people have boundaries. You know what I'm talking about? You're not going to take advantage of my kindness because I will cut you off. You know what I'm talking about? But see, you know what I'm saying? You got to know the difference. Because that white man put that joint nicely now. He said the Lord was not a nice man. And he was not. He definitely was not. That man had no problem looking at a bunch of people and saying, I hope you die, you vipers. You're full of dead men's bones in her pocket. He said, I hope you die. That's not what nice people say. Nice people don't say that. You know what I'm talking about? But he was kind enough to say, woman, no man condemn you. No, Lord, I don't condemn you either. Go and sin no more. See, that's kind.
You tell you one nice because you just read in Matthew 15 when the woman spoke, he just ignored her.
He just ignored her. That one, I forgot when that Canaanite woman, when she was like, Lord, Lord, my baby got a devil. He ain't answer. He acted like she wasn't even there. That ain't nice. Then after that, when she was like, Lord, he said, baby, it ain't good to give the children's bread on the dogs. That ain't nice. But because of her continued demonstration of faith, he was kind. You know what I'm talking about? But that wasn't nice. It's not what nice people do. I know you heard. Let me tell you something. Y'all know how many times the Lord ignored a nigga in this book? Male and female, mostly men. Well, he ignored the scribes and Pharisees all the time. Man, the men were talking to him. He was drawing in the sand like they wasn't even there. He like, man, these goofy nigga keep talking to me, man. I've been told somebody that, man. Somebody say, you know, if you was like this here, you know, the people would listen to you. I say, baby, they ain't listen to the Lord. Shoot, he told Ezekiel, he said, they ain't gonna listen to you because they don't listen to me. See, that's what people, especially women, they think if you say it like this or you do it like this, more people gonna hear it. They not. But see, when you ain't really been doing it that long, you don't realize that they not. I've been knew this, but if anything proved it, it's preaching in the street. When you ain't dealing with people who actually are coming because they already believe the word, when you just dealing with people who just, you know what I'm saying, you don't know these people like that, or you find out real quick, it don't matter how you say it, what you do, but them people don't want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? Like, straight them down. That's why I figured that out. Or it don't matter how you say it. You can say it nice, you can say it sweet, you can say it loud, you can be rude, you can be whatever. If the word in them, they're going to be like, praise God, I need to change my life. If it ain't in them, man, I ain't doing that to them. Man, you understand one time, man, this chick wanted to fight me, man. I was going to slap that one on my too. Oh, man. You know what I'm talking about? Nah, them dyke hoes wasn't finna jump me. Well, I could beat them hoes up. You know what I'm talking about? Straight up. You know what I'm saying? I'm out there preaching to her. She coming to so my grandma going to hell? I say, yeah, she going to hell and you going with her. You around here eating coochie. So I never submit to a man. I say, well, baby, you so far going to hell. How you going to say that? Because I said, if you can't submit to a man that you can see, baby, how you going to submit to a man who you can't see? My grandma was a preacher. And I'm like, she ain't preaching too well because you out here bulldagging. They were ready to bump. I said, okay, nothing about because y'all around here scissoring and bumping coochies. Ho. Man, I'll slap the black off you, you nasty. I'll slap the woman in you. You'll be a lady tonight. Straight up and down. You know what I'm talking about? Because the difference is, you know what I'm saying? I had been in the word about 3 years around the time. Now I'm saying I had some self-control. But see, I ain't the Lord. Why slap it without me if I ain't said nothing wrong? Look here, ho. You put your hands on me, well, I'm finna back slap you out this here. Man, you understand me? What I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? And I done went to jail too. They were like, why you in here? While preaching the word, man, dyke ho tried to swing on me. Boy, I slapped the black off that hoe. She a lady now. She had on pants. Now she got on the skirt. Now she got on had on sports ball. Now she got on lace. She didn't even have a strap. You know what I'm talking about? Matter of fact, they just magically disappeared out of her house. She started wearing heels, doing her hands like that. She got dainty out this hoe. Yeah, man, I ain't got no time to play with these people, man. These people out here crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? And I wasn't even talking mean to the lady neither. She just asked a question and I answered it. She was like, my grandma was a preacher. She going to hell. I said, yeah, man, you know, women ain't supposed to be doing that. What information does she have? Oh, no, you don't tell my grandma I'm going to hell. I just did. That doesn't even trip me out. You ain't going to tell me, nigga, I just did. You thought because you getting excitable that I'm going to change my answer? Man, people out here crazy. What you say? That's what they be wanting to say. I told you, man, when I met my homeboy, he came to me. Now, I knew how he was living. He came to me, he said, I told y'all, he said, man, I'm going to hell, bro. I just looked at that nigga. I said, well, you know the answer to that question. Man, go on hell on that, man. You know what I'm saying? Because he wanted to see if people be wanting to see if you going to lie to him. Because he wanted, like I said, this ain't no congregation type stuff. I'm in the street. And when I say I was in the street every day. You know what I'm saying? Like six. At one point, it was 7 days a week while I'm in the street dropping word, man. Then at another point, 5 days a week. I'm out here every day. I'm talking about what dudes is doing their thing, hustling, all type of stuff, man. I'm like, come on, bro. And this is my nigga. I love this nigga, but I'm like, come on, bro. You know what time it is, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, why you asking me that, bro? I don't ask me that, bro. Because I have to tell you the truth. You know what I'm saying? And you already know that. See, but people who know me, they already know that boss not gonna lie to you. It was funny. I was on there with them boys. He talking about I almost called you Bonton. I'm like, you know, the funny part is only people who know me in the word call me by my first name. Nobody who know me before the word calls me by my first name. No one. You know what I'm talking about? At all. Don't even happen. It's a few people I know that they know my first name and they know me for over 20 years and they ain't never called me by my first name. Ever in my entire, this is the most I've been called by my first name in my entire life. Because if they don't call me boss, they call me by my last name. Nobody called me by my first name my entire youth. At all. And then once I got that nickname at 14 years old, niggas definitely didn't call me by my name. That's why if you see somebody who know me from childhood, if you was around, they not gonna call me by my first name. You know what I'm talking about? Even when you were with Pop called me by my last name. He don't call me by my first name. Shoot, like I said, I don't call that nigga Dwayne. I call that nigga Pop. I call that nigga Stucky. That nigga been Pop since I known him. I known this man since 1991. I ain't never called this, what's up, Dwayne? Never. I be like, shoot, Pop, what's good, boy?
But James don't call you by your first name either.
He just mispronounced it.
He definitely did. To the minute, be like, who you talking about?
Yeah, he told me that before. He be like, I don't know who this nigga talking about. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, the most Dwayne
Yeah. Like the girl, like I said, Ronnie Marie who braided my hair. I know this nigga for about 20 years. This nigga has never called me by my first name. You know what I'm saying? Ever. Not once. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, she ain't never called me by my first name. Yeah, you know that's how it is. You know, nigga, your last name different. So you know what I'm saying? You young nigga be like this shoot. I'm gonna call him Bonton. That's it. That's how dang, boy, you got a spot, boy? Where we at, man? Oh, I gotta finish this here. I gotta get y'all out here. 44 and 21. Neither shall the priest drink wine when they enter into the inner court. Neither shall they take for their wives a widow, nor her that is put away. But they shall take maidens of the seed of the house of Yasharal, or a widow that had a priest before. So of course y'all notice because we done dealt with it. Romans 7:1. I make it swift. And we slide on out of here.
Know you not, brethren, for I speak to them that know the law, how that the law have dominion over a man as long as he lives. Mm-hmm. For the woman which have a husband is bound by the law to husband so long as he lives.
If you've been married to a man, you bound that man to the day he died.
But if the husband be dead, she is loose from the law of husband. So then if while husband...
See the key point, remember who he said, who did Paul say he was talking to? So if you don't know the law, he ain't talking to you. Now, how these dudes be talking about they know the law and then tell you this woman can go leave and go get another dude? You don't know the law too well then, buddy. You might need to re-examine it. Get your mind right and your game tight. Continue.
So then, if while her husband live, she be married to another man, she shall be called an adulteress. But if her husband be dead, she is free from that law, so that she is no adulteress, though she be married to another man. Wherefore, my brethren, you also are become dead to the law.
So you know what law you dead to? You dead to the law of sin and death. You're dead to the law of the old covenant. Why? I'm going to make a new covenant. Not like the covenant I made with your forefathers when they came out of Egypt, though I was a what? A husband to them. That's what he said in Jeremiah. Go ahead.
Become dead to the law by the body of Mashiach. By the body of Mashiach, that should be married to another, to him who was raised from the dead.
Raised from the what?
From the dead.
See, understand, son? Mashiach went into the grave, the son of Adam. But he also went into the grave under the priesthood of Aaron. Because remember, the veil in the temple ran and all that. But when he came out the grave, he came out the son of Alahym, and you a priest forever after the order of Melchizedek. So now you can be married to another because you a widow who had a priest before.
That we should bring forth fruit unto Alahym.
Now that's how you're able to, that's how he devised the means to bring his banished back to him. So it wouldn't be no faultiness on his throne. So that he'd be able to keep the word he swore to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, or he'd be found a liar to him. Even though you violated. That's how serious your is. You know what I'm talking about? And that's what these boys don't know. But you can't say if you don't believe in the Mashiach, boy, you won't be his wife. I can tell you that. He can't marry you. You a whore. That's why we read Ezekiel. You a whore. You a profane woman. Wrong with you. But hallelujah for Yahushua in the world. We got some more things to look at in Leviticus 21. We'll get to it if the Lord allows.
For that word.
But I appreciate y'all time. I bless y'all the house of Alahym in the name of Yahushua. Y'all willing, man, we'll be back at it on Wednesday to continue on down the road. Prayerfully, you got some understanding out of it. But yeah, you know, I ain't got too much to add. You know what I'm saying? But I will say this here, lady. You better watch them niggas, man. Niggas always popping up at your job. You didn't know he was coming. Niggas always calling you, asking you where you at. Where you going? Who you with? That nigga gonna beat you up. Every nigga don't do that, but boy, a lot of niggas ain't gonna beat you up. Especially if he pop up and you didn't know he was coming, and that nigga standing there looking at you crazy. That nigga gotta look like he been smoking crack. That nigga beat you up. You know. But yeah, blessings out the house of Alahym in the name of Yahushua, man. Love y'all, appreciate y'all, man. Yahuwah willing, man. We'll be back at it Wednesday. And until that time, I'm gonna catch up with you. Fat Faith, baby.